Ladies and gentlemen, what's poppin' with you? It's your boy. Tough game by the Knicks tonight. Tough game. They had every chance. They had every chance to pull this one out, come away with a big win that they needed tonight. But I told you before the game started, if you let Tobias Harris drop 30 on you tonight, they weren't going to win. They were going to lose, and that's what Tobias Harris did. He dropped 30. Tobias Harris played like a superstar tonight. Not saying that he is, but he played like a superstar. Averages 20, dropped 30 tonight. That's what he's expected to do, I guess, with Joel Embiid not there. But the Knicks had every chance to win this game, ladies and gentlemen. They led by 9 entering the fourth quarter, but they couldn't hold it. They couldn't hold it. And, Tom Thibodeau tried to keep either Julius Randle or RJ Barrett on the floor, but we just didn't have enough when Philadelphia decided to ramp up the defense. You seen some of our guys get a little bit of shock when that happened. Another learning experience for the Knicks, but this is one that you had to get, man. You had your chance to get it. You got to get it. I love the valiant effort. I love the tough play. Bodies were flying all over the place. Philadelphia played a rough and tough game. Tried to intimidate the Knicks. The Knicks tried to intimidate them back. It was a playoff type atmosphere in tonight's game. They were banging. The Knicks looked a little bit tired coming down the stretch. I will say that. And I'm not blaming it on the back-to-back. I'll just say they looked a little bit tired coming down the stretch. The war of attrition took place tonight. But you got to be able to pull it out when you're up 9, ladies and gentlemen. When you're up 9 to begin the fourth quarter, you got to be able to bring it out. Pull it out. Philadelphia 76ers were led by Tobias Harris. He had 30 points, 6 rebounds, and 2 assists. Seth Curry had 20 points, 2 assists. Ben Simmons had 16 points, 13 rebounds, and 7 assists. Dwight Howard had 11 points and 12 rebounds. Korkmaz, he came off the bench with 12 points, 3 rebounds for the Philadelphia 76ers. And for the New York Knicks, ladies and gentlemen, they were led by Julius Randle, who, for him tonight, this game, that was a little bit underwhelming from what you normally expect from Julius Randle. He had 19 points. He did have 8 assists and 15 rebounds, but he struggled. And maybe he was tired. I don't know. But I don't want to blame it on anything because every superstar, if you're a superstar, every star player, every player in the league has to go through it. He had 19 points, 15 rebounds, 8 assists. He only shot 37% from the field. He only shot 33% from 3. RJ Barrett, he had 17 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists. He was 41% from the field. Emmanuel quickly had 13 points, 3 assists. He was 6 for 11 from the field. Alec Burks, he came through a little bit. He didn't really hit the timely shots down the stretch when we needed. He had 1 costly turnover when he tried to get the ball to Julius Randle. He had to play some point guard down the stretch. We'll talk about that too. He had 19 points, 2 assists, and 4 rebounds. Taj Gibson had 10 points and 3 rebounds. Nerlens Noel had 6 points. Frank Ntilikina tried to give us a couple of minutes, but he didn't have any points. 1 rebound. He did have 1 assist. He had 2 steals. But in that fourth quarter, when we needed a couple of big shots, Frank was not able to come through with those big shots. He shot some air balls. Cornerstone shot some air balls out there. Come on, Frank. And Obi Toppin, he played 7 minutes. And you know what Obi Toppin gave us already. I don't need to go there. Let's get to it, man. Let's get to it. Let's talk about this game right here. Because, we got to have a short memory with this game. Play Orlando in a couple of days. Got to be ready to go. Divine? Tony Crow. Tony Crow's up there first. What's going on, Tony, man? How you feel about this one, man?
Yes, sir.
I got a sour taste in my mouth.
First off, shout out to the chat. Shout out to the panel. Salute to the queen. Salute to you, soon. Your blackest time. Man, disappointing, man. Disappointing. We gave this game away. We should have won. We should have won I don't want to say easily, but at a point in the game, I felt like we should have won easily. And it just goes to show that, a lot of those guys, they've been together. They got chemistry that we're still trying to figure out. And we're not that far behind of where we should be, or where we could be. And I think, like you said, man, we got to forget about this one quick. It hurts, but just let it go, because we there's a lot of good in this game, and hopefully we could remember some of that as well.
Yeah, I mean, I love the way that we were able to scrap, even going, all the way down to the end. After last night's game, we had to come out and play almost an entirely different game, with the way that this one was just, a bang 'em up, bruise 'em type of game. Last night, free throws kept us in the game. Tonight, free throws possibly lost us the game. Kev?
Shoot, I ain't gonna be as friendly. We first and foremost, well, salute to the chat, salute to my brothers and sisters on the panel. All right, now that I got the pleasantries out the way. First and foremost.
Now you sound like Anthony Dunbar.
First and foremost, I am done with Frank Ntilikina. You heard it right here. I am done. I am done. D-O-N-E. Capital D-O-N-E. All right? I am done. 3 straight games, 0 points. I don't care about the defense last night and everything. He's throwing up air balls. Air balls. Air balls. I am done. Now, to the rest of those jokers on there, I don't know what was going on in the fourth quarter. You had this game. They had this game. They had it. A 9-point lead going into the fourth quarter. You had everything going for you. You let Steph Curry go off. You let that guy who came off the bench, light skin.
Korkmaz.
Thibault. You let him get one off. You let Dwight Howard be Dwight Howard from the Orlando Magic.
I don't know about all that, but
I mean, come on. I mean, bruising and everything. I mean, I'm not exaggerating, but it's just, you had this game. And I said in the pregame and earlier today that this was important, because now you're below 500. Now you have to win on Thursday against the Magic. If you would have won this one, you would have been above 500. And then, still have to win, on Friday, on Thursday. I'm just really, 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 really upset about tonight's game. And it goes all around. But again, in case anybody didn't hear me, I am done with Frank Ntilikina.
We're gonna find out when Frank Ntilikina comes out against Orlando and knocks down 2 or 3 threes and gets 1 or 2 steals. We're gonna see how you feel then.
Hey, I'm not fair weather. I'm not a fool. All right. My word is bond. All right.
Okay.
That's it. Let's go.
We're gonna find out.
What's up, JD?
I mean, hey, we've been trying to tell you, if you don't worry about Frank's offense, you won't be disappointed. Divine, go ahead, man.
Yeah. Salute to everybody, man. Salute to the panel. Salute to the chat. I mean, I don't want to. I don't know if I'm using the word disappointed too strongly. I don't want to say I'm disappointed because I predicted a 3-2 in these 5 games, but that definitely was our game. I think that third quarter when Steph Curry ran them up for a minute, and then we only scored 14 points in the last quarter, and I think that's what really killed us. 14 points in that last quarter. That's unacceptable. But I get it, man. I mean, you know what? Now people might start to realize how important Elfrid Payton and Derrick Rose is. I mean, we got to be honest about that. We missing 14 and 12 points a game, because the reason why I say that, because Frank not giving you no points, so we're not really saying, well, if you get these points, Frank would have gave you them points. No, Frank not giving us no points, Obi not giving us no points, and we missed them 26 points for them two guys, and even Mitch's 8 for that matter, because Noel is not really giving us no points neither. So it let me know that, we know we depleted right now. I like that we'll be fighting what we know, what the team that we have, and depleted as we are, and in real important positions, at least we battling. You know what I mean? We are battling, trying to win them games. I would love to see RJ hit them 2 little chippies right there. He ain't the reason why we lost the game now.
No, not at all.
Hit them 2 chippies, though.
Yeah,
that little mid-range thing would have been nice. We would have dropped that down there. You know what I mean? So, overall, our defense played well. We only gave up what we gave up. I just think that fourth quarter offense really put us in the hole, man. And when Steph Curry came out in that third quarter, he started dropping them trades. I'm like, uh-oh. He was hitting from everywhere. So we
needed somebody to take control down the stretch, because Julius Randle was bottled up. You know what I mean? And he was having a hard time scoring the basketball. Even when he would get inside the lane, he really couldn't get the ball up, because even though they didn't have a lot of length, they had a lot of they can move their feet with Julius Randle. You know what I'm saying? Tobias Harris. Even Dwight Howard can move his feet, but then he's got the strength as well. So it was hard for Julius Randle down there. And then you got guys, Dwight Howard putting people on the floor and all that kind of stuff. It was a battle. It was a playoff battle. It was a New York Knicks versus Miami Heat 1998 battle or 1996 battle or something like that. You know what I mean? It was one of those type of games for this team. Yeah.
Sam, just real quick. I also thought that Randall was trying to go too much Imano against Harris as well.
Time out. Let me get him, Sam.
Okay.
Hold on. Let me come to Isaiah. You got your turn coming up. Go ahead, Isaiah.
That's fine, son. Let them go. It's fine. Let them go.
Go ahead, Josh.
Kev, first of all, the Knicks didn't have a point guard. Who else was going to get the ball?
What I was saying was I said he was trying to go mano against Harris. That's all I said.
I understand that, but what I'm saying is there was nobody to set up the offense. Late in the game, the Knicks needed a point guard to be like, I got it.
I agree with you, but what I was saying was on Randall's part, they were going back and forth against each other, him and Harris.
What's wrong with
Harris
that?
Scored. No, nothing.
My point is the Knicks didn't have a point guard at the end of the game to calm everybody down. When the game was close, that 14 points in the fourth quarter, like Devon was saying, the reason why the offense was so sluggish is because there was nobody to set everything up. Randall was tired. There was nobody else that the ball could have been in their hands.
So you don't think he had a little bit of moxie trying to go up against Harris point for point? You don't think that was going on through his head?
I'm fine with
Harris, because I saw Harris, scoring left and right, and Randall saying, "All right, you can do that. I can do this better." That's what I saw.
Kev, there's nothing wrong with that. That's a battle. Those are all-star players.
That's what I just said. That's what I just said.
Well, you said you felt like he was doing it too much.
All right.
I don't understand.
My
point is,
I can say down the stretch, there were times when Julius Randle held the ball too long. We need to get that ball out moving. Even on that last pass to RJ Barrett, where RJ Barrett missed the bunny in the lane. He almost came down and traveled before he got the ball off to RJ Barrett. It was that close, and RJ Barrett ended up getting a decent look at it and he missed it. But he held the ball long. Now here's the issue though. Here's the thing, and a lot of people are gonna point at that, and I just pointed at it, right? But when you start to get into playing this type of basketball, where there's tough defense, they're going to take away those passing lanes. You're not going to be able to get passes off because the defense is tight. You got a guy right on your hip. Guys are denying the pass. Guys are jumping the cutters, going to the basket. And then that's when you need a guy that can go one-on-one and get you a bucket. Randall wasn't that guy tonight. And we didn't have anybody else that could really go ahead and do that and get it done. What you seen with the Philadelphia 76ers, Tobias Harris was getting it done. Steph.
Right, go ahead. Go ahead, Steph.
Steph, what's your take?
You know what? I thought it was a good game. We held them under 100 points. I think it came down to pretty much two things. Not executing down the stretch, or maybe three, not executing down the stretch specifically, but not scoring enough in that fourth quarter, missing timely shots, or maybe it's more than three, missing foul shoot, missing foul shots. Listen, and we were still in it, so that's kind of how I'm thinking about it. We didn't shoot well down the stretch. We don't have our point guards, as Josh was saying, to set us up. Randall looked a little tired. That's a good team defensively. Even without Embiid, it's a really good defensive team. We were up 9, but we just wasn't able to score what we needed in that fourth quarter. We weren't able to execute down the stretch. And we lost the game.
Yeah, and those early free throws that we were missing. When you have a chance to pad your lead, a little bit. We missed those free throws, but even those times when we were up 10 and then it's 7, and we got a chance to go back up 10 and we couldn't get it done. A couple of open shots, timely buckets. The one, R.J. Barrett. I don't remember if the one where he almost went backcourt. Right?
Yeah.
And then he gets the pull-up jump shot at the elbow, and he doesn't get it. Timely hoops. And I'm not blaming R.J. Barrett. I'm just saying, that's just an example of a timely hoop that we were not able to convert. That would have tied the game, right? No, actually, that would have gave us a 2-point lead. The game was tied. I think that would have gave us a 2-point lead. They come down and they score, and they take a 2-point lead. Those timely buckets again. Steph, you were going to say one more thing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping that this is our Giants versus New England Patriots moment that year. We lose these 2 close games, and then we go on a run, win the next, 8 out of the next 10.
That's what I'm talking about.
Because we've seen, we play some good teams, and we was right there. So hopefully nothing phases us from here on out.
Right. And I love that comparison. I remember that game so well. We just about beat the Patriots, and I was like, bro, I'm telling you, if we get these guys, we won't see them to the Super Bowl, but I just felt it. We could beat these jokers if we get them in the Super Bowl. And then they went on that run, man. And they went on that run. Let's hope that the Knicks can do that same thing. I don't know if we're going to go to the championship, but let's hope we can get on that kind of a run. JD, what's going on with you, bro?
I'm hurting, man.
I think we all hurting right now, man. We all hurting, man, because that was a game that was right there for the taking. It's right there for the taking. We all hurting.
3 quick things. One, these are the type of games, it's very frustrating to see, on a second of a back-to-back. These are the type of games where you rely on your depth and on some of the young players, because obviously we asked Randall to do a lot. And then it's just frustrating when you look at the bench and you have all these lottery picks. Frank coming in, not doing much. Obi on the bench, Knox on the bench. I reminisce and I just reflect and I think about how much this franchise has missed on some important pieces, because these are the games where you rely on some of these, investments. So that's one thing I took away from the game is even though Obi's playing behind Randall, right, and that has been a reason why he hasn't gotten many minutes. But if he has, if he would have produced, he would also get some minutes in games like today, where you're on a back-to-back and maybe you rest Randall a little bit and he's able to contribute. But unfortunately, that's not happening right now. The second thing is, to me, Alec Burks, I don't think the word timely is on his game, his vocabulary. I don't think it's anywhere near him, because he's one of the most empty stats players we have. I mean, I think he had 19 tonight, but timely turnovers, timely nonchalant play, timely missed shots. Like that's his idea, is timely. He just doesn't come through when needed. And the last thing is, I'm pretty sure Tibbs is going to the front office and he's telling the front office, look what I've done for you these last 2 games with what I've got. Imagine what I could do if you just give me one more player or one more shot creator. So it'll be interesting to see what happens the next, few days.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I'm gonna come to Prince, then I'm gonna come back to Isaiah. Prince, talk to me, man. I want to know how long is Tom Thibodeau gonna continue to go with Obi?
Sim, I heard, I was chiming in the chat earlier. Hey, shout out to chat. Run up them lights for the Podfather, man. I know I've been missing in
Where you
action.
been, man?
Hey, you gotta, when duty calls, you gotta get back out there and punch that old clock, man. And they've been working your boy like a mug. So, like I said, when I can, I sneak in the bathroom and listen to the chat when y'all be going hard. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, it's still MBK for life, man, always. But Sim, you know what I'm saying? I think that's one of them things. I think once JD had just alluded to, I think once that next player comes in, whoever it is, because I pray they're coming in, Zach LaVine, but whoever that player is, I think that's what's going to open up the door for Obi to fall back. I think that's why they've been looking at the Miles Turners, those forwards that can play five but can shoot the ball, because again, like we see, Obi just isn't ready. Like they said, he was NBA ready. He's just not there. I think for jersey sales and his notoriety, I think like you said something about it earlier in the chat, Sim, that I just believe that that's just more one of those fanfare things that they just keeping him out there, giving him some run, because again, if for whatever reason Knox was getting Obi's minutes, it would be hell in New York right now. So I think they kind of force feeding him out there, trying to hope that he catches on and contributes when he can. But again, Sam, I think it will come very soon once we get a player who they can swap in his minutes, where it's like, okay, well, this is the reason why Obi's really not playing, because this person took his minutes, or so to say. But like I said, I don't think he's going to get relegated to the bench 100% until he gets either injured or somebody just buries him on the bench. So I don't think it'll be happening no time soon. So
yeah, I don't know. What about you? Zay, man? How long we gonna go with Obi?
I think we should not play Obi no more right now. I think he needs to ride the pine. He hasn't shown us anything this pretty much this whole year. Defense isn't good. Footwork isn't good. I really legit get scared when he's on the court because he just doesn't do anything for us. This really was one of the big red flags I had with him when we drafted him. I wasn't a fan of his. I just seen too many red flags with him.
Go ahead.
No, I just seen too many red flags with him, and it's looking scary because he's 23 years old already. So I don't know how much more room he has to get better. But I just right now you can't play him because he's literally, I'm looking at the box scores. He's literally a negative every game.
Every game.
Like I said, I'd rather give it to Knox really right now, or I'd rather give it to Knox on at least he can hit a corner three, and his defense is slightly better. Well, it is better than Obi Toppin's. So just right now, it's not looking good. I don't want to use the B word yet for him, but he's looking like it right now, and we're gonna see, man. But it's very frustrating to see that.
Yeah, and one of the things that people would say about Obi as the reason why he's playing is because he gives you some activity. I'm not saying any activity. He gets the ball and he looks to hand it off. Yep. He'll take a shot. If he gets an open three, if somebody creates an open three for him or something like that. I'm just like, hey, you did it to Austin Rivers, you did it to Frank Ntilikina, you did it to whoever else you did it to.
Do it to him.
And I'll be honest with you too, Sam. JD said something that makes you really think, and it makes you frustrated when you look at your bench and you have literally 3 lottery picks. You have Frank, you have Knox, you have Obi Toppin, and combined they probably give you what? Not even 10 points for the season. I mean, I love Frank Ntilikina. Everybody knows how much I love him, how much I talk about his intangibles. But okay, Kev. No, but you know, I'll talk about Frank and his intangibles. But at the end of the day, man, you can't have 3 lottery picks. Literally, the odd pick. I think Frank was 7th, and Obi and Knox. I think Frank was 7th. Obi was 8th.
I think yeah, he was 8th. He was 8th, Isaiah.
2 8s and a 9.
So we got 2 8s. We got 2 8s and a 9. Literally,
exactly.
Top 10 picks, and they don't give us 10 points combined.
Yep.
That's very frustrating. That sets your team back a lot. You know, that's 3 years of trying to pick players, and it's just frustrating because it's like we're trying to do something good, man, and it's just we gotta do better, man.
Yeah, and the one that's doing work was a 2nd round pick, and quickly.
And well, Sim, you know what's crazy, Sim? I'll say this though, man. People, I'm thinking about it now. I don't think Knicks fans should be mad that we're, you know, out of the lottery because we've been sucking in the lottery. So we've been doing better with our late round picks and 2nd round picks. So
that's the truth. That's the truth.
I mean, hopefully, you know, when we make the playoffs this year, we can do better because our lottery picks is just not it, man.
Aside from RJ, it seemed like our 2nd round picks were more hungrier than our 1st round picks.
But I don't even count RJ because RJ was just the no brainer.
Right.
He's a no brainer who you pick, but I mean, it's frustrating, man.
Yeah. You know, looking at this loss tonight, we really needed, down the stretch of the game, Emmanuel Quickly, you know, he was kind of in and out. He went with Alex Burks to help play some point guard. I guess he felt like Emmanuel Quickly, you know, either wasn't getting it done on the defensive end or wasn't giving him what he wanted on the offensive end, you know, from the point guard spot, but he went with Alec Burks. I'm going to tell you, I don't like Alec Burks at the point guard spot. I don't trust his decision making. Every time he has the ball in his hands, I feel like he's very herky-jerky. I'm nervous that he's going to trip over or he's going to turn the ball over. He's going to take a shot that I don't like. You know, so I just don't trust him being the decision maker on the floor. Maybe every once in a while, you know, every once in a while it's going to happen. But, you know, we used him at that point guard spot tonight. I didn't really like it. I would have much rather, if you're going to have, if you couldn't go with Quickly, why not put the ball in RJ's hands and let him be a decision maker a little bit? I do know he had Ben Simmons on him, which makes it tough for RJ. But, you know, if Elfrid Payton or Derrick Rose is not here against Orlando, maybe we can get away with it. But then we play Philadelphia again, right? And we're going to have to deal with the same defense. I'm going to come to Josh, he's got his hand up, then I'm going to come to Tony. What are we going to do if neither Elfrid Payton, I don't know. I mean, you know, a hamstring is tough to deal with. Derrick Rose, according to Tom Thibodeau, is getting better, so it sounds like he had COVID. Sounds like it's more than just protocol. Sounds like he had COVID. Right? He said, you know, he's starting to feel better. So, I don't know. I don't know what we do, Josh.
So the issue, I mean, I just feel like Emmanuel, we all were talking about this before. Emmanuel Quickly is not a prototypical point guard. That play tonight where the Knicks needed a basket and he rushed that 3-pointer when there was like 8 seconds left to go on the game clock, that was absolutely terrible. And that's a point where you need a veteran.
That was Bullock.
No, that was quickly off the screen, off the top of the key, off the screen.
Top of the key, he pulled a three.
Way too early in the shot clock, and the Knicks had the ball. The play clock was off. That's something that if you had a veteran point guard there or someone to calm everything down, to be like, I got it. You know what I mean? That would have put the team in a way better position. But without Rose or Elfrid Payton there, the Knicks are screwed. They are completely screwed without a point guard because there's nobody else that can really calm the team down outside of Randall. Now, Sim, you mentioned give RJ the ball and have him set it up. But the only thing RJ can really do with the ball is give it to Randall and have Randall go ISO. Because RJ's not going to get past his guy. He's not going to do that. He's not going to break anybody down. So the Knicks are in serious trouble without either Elfrid Payton or Derrick Rose there.
Right, and that's why I feel, I know you don't like Burks, Sim, but I think he the best of the worst.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I just think he's the best of the worst.
Maybe he is. Maybe he is the best of the worst.
I agree.
But you don't think that RJ Barrett, I know he can't go past his man, right? On most nights. Or if he does go past his man, he's gonna have to work, and it's gonna take a little bit of time to get past his man because he doesn't have that kind of speed. But tonight, I don't know if we needed someone to just get past their man. I think we needed someone to really grab the ball, hold it, and say, okay, what are we going to do? Let's call out this play. Can RJ do that?
Right.
I mean, I guess it's possible. But, he should have took the ball. He should have took the ball. And we needed somebody to do it because quickly, he's not that guy. And Alec Burks is not going to be that guy. So RJ, he could have filled that role. But I guess he's not confident in that type of role yet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm not saying RJ, had a bad game. RJ had a really good game. I like the way RJ is playing right now. He's playing just like the way we need him to play. But anytime the Knicks don't have a point guard out there, we're in trouble because IQ is not that point guard, and neither is Alec Burks.
Yeah. Go ahead, Isaiah.
I think this.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say. I think this year, man, it's just been the ball movement, man. It just hasn't been there pretty much all year. I mean, we've been playing good. We've had great games from Randall, RJ, and them guys. But it's like it's very tough, man, when you see like the Sixers, man, and you see that they have ball movement. Like I was watching Ben Simmons today, get into the teeth of the defense, and then boom, passes out to an open Steph Curry or Tobias Harris and whoever I forgot the other guys on the name bench was. But it's tough, man. Then you're watching the end of the game, and I'm watching the last 3 minutes of the game, and it's just so frustrating watching Alex Burks running. And I do agree with you. I really wish Tom Thibodeau would have made RJ the primary ball handler, took Burks out, and kept probably maybe IQ or something. But because just watching Burks trying to be a decision maker just was extremely frustrating. There was so much discombobulation of just everybody. I mean, even at the end of the game with Randall, he just wasn't in. He didn't even get a good play ran for him to even get a good shot. It was just a one-on-one, and then he passed out to RJ, and RJ's like, he wasn't ready because I don't believe they talked about him getting the ball. It was more for Randall, and it's just things like that where there's just so much confusion when it's been. I'm 27 years old, and I haven't seen a point guard for the Knicks. I haven't seen it.
Isaiah, can I ask you a question? This is about RJ, and I want to hear your opinion on this. Do you think that RJ, it's the time for RJ now to take a step up, that next step up, and be like, I got it from Randall? Because Randall, at the end of the game, is tired. You can just see it. Randall is tired. RJ, I feel like at this point, I don't care if he's 20 years old or not. If he's the second best player on this team, he should be like, yo, Randall, I got it. Get out the way. Maybe instead of deferring to Randall all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I definitely agree. I agree with you, Jaws, about RJ saying, listen, how can I say it? Because RJ's not Kobe Bryant, right? He's not the one to be like, yeah, I got this. But I would like to see him. I would like to see him say it because I think this game, I definitely feel like it would have been like, you know what, Randall, you're tired. You play a lot of minutes. Let me do this. Let me get it. I wouldn't have been mad if RJ had the ball in the end of the game because we've seen RJ. I mean, we could go back to the Rockets game of last year when he had the ball in his hands and he hit the game-winning shot, game-winning layup. But I would like to see RJ take that next step. I mean, he's 20. I feel like he'll eventually do it. I think right now RJ wants to play more team ball. And, Randall probably, Randall and the coaching staff probably think that's the best option, give Randall the ball. So it's going to happen eventually, man, but he just has to learn. This is, again, another learning curve for him.
Tonight wasn't the game to give it to RJ per se. I mean, even down the stretch because Simmons was on him. And I mean, if we're looking at the matchups, I'd rather Julius going against Harris, even though at that point Harris was hot. You know what I mean? Like he was scorching. But you know what I mean? Like Julius, again, he's earned it. Unless he deferred, he's earned the right to take that matchup on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
I agree. I don't think anytime this season you're really going to see RJ like really in that type of situation saying, Randall, I mean, you might see him if he got the ball and he thinks he's got a mismatch or he thinks he's got the shot, say, hey, I got it, But in that type of situation, say, no, I'm taking this it don't matter who says what. I don't think he's there yet with that kind of respect on the team. You gotta get there, and that's okay. I tell you, this is a game where Derrick Rose really would have been so helpful because early in the game he would have been able to help Julius Randle get some easy shots, a nice little pick and pop here, pick and pop there. His ability to, just play in these tough battles because he's been there and get some shots off and get to the line. But really being able to help Randle get some easy mid-range jump shots would have helped him so much down the stretch of this game. Because Randle had to really fight for everything he was trying to get. And I'm going to tell you, when he took that one fall from Dwight Howard off of that block, and, this is when you have one player that is so much of your team, this is where things can really get dicey because he took that fall and he needed a minute to shake that off. And right out of it, when they were inbounding the ball, they come right back to Julius Randle. He wasn't ready. They come right back to Randle, and it's a turnover. He needed a second to shake that off. RJ's gonna have to be that guy, but at that point, if you had an Alfred or a Derrick Rose there, they could have been okay. I got it. Let me get it. You know what I'm saying? Someone like Derrick Rose especially would have known he needs a second. Let me come get the basketball.
And that doesn't mean I got it. Like, let me take this shot. But it's about creation. It's about making the defense collapse on you and getting an advantage and giving somebody else the easy shot as well. So
and you know what, Sim? Though, I'm not gonna lie to you. When I was watching that block, I'm not gonna lie. I felt the momentum shift.
Yeah.
When Dwight Howard did that block, and I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna. Okay, it made me flash back to the Indiana game. I'm not gonna lie. It flashed me back a little bit to that Indiana game with Carmelo Anthony and Roy Hibbert. It wasn't to that degree, but I did feel the momentum shift with just that block, man. I'm like, here we go, man. And then, like you said, man, you just can't. So you know what? I'm gonna say this, man. One of our biggest issues, and it bothers me this whole year, is the amount of touches Randle has. The amount of times Randle has the ball is scary. I seen a stat earlier about he touches the ball in a crazy amount of times. And it's just, to me, that part just shows that we have a lack of a point guard. But so we got to get some ball movement, man. I mean, we got to get something. We got to have guys cut. And it's really surprising because RJ's somebody that can cut. I believe, we have some players that can't cut. It's just very tough because it's like he has the ball so much, man. Much.
I mean, listen, I'm gonna tell you, coming down the stretch of this season, I mean, you're gonna see more games like this. Both teams had 19 assists tonight. You know what I'm saying? Neither team was really passing that thing to the point where you're like, yo, this is just crazy offense. When you get to these types of defensive games and battles, it's going to get like that. Even your best passing teams, it gets like that. I do get what you're saying and understand, but when you get to that fourth quarter, a lot of times, people take away the passing lanes. People jam the cutters, and it gets hard to get those. Even when Tobias Harris got that one dunk at the basket, it wasn't because he cut. It was because he went off the dribble and nobody helped. It wasn't even off of a screen. It was because he went off the dribble to the left and banged it home down the pipe.
And Sam, and I do get the fourth quarter, Sam. I'm more talking about this during the game, like the first couple of quarters. Because even the first couple of quarters, you just see Randle it's almost every possession, Sam. You see Randle with the ball.
He's
that's why.
But he's also moving the ball. He is, but he's also moving the basketball. He had 8 assists tonight.
Yeah, no, I know that, but it's still, to me, it's just for the team to get better, we just can't have Randle have the ball every possession.
He should touch it every possession. Yeah,
he's gonna touch it.
Touch it every possession.
Kobe,
you don't think he should touch the ball every possession?
No, Kobe didn't touch it every possession.
Kobe didn't touch the ball every possession. He may not have shot it every possession, but he touched it a few times on each possession.
But But do we see the degree that Randall is touching the ball though?
Bro,
like
but
Randall
the thing
does
is, we don't
everything.
have anybody else that attracts that kind of attention. The reason why he touches the ball is because he attracts attention. So when he attracts attention, that means somebody else is open. And so he can kick it out, the ball can swing, or he can find the open shooter. When he's not on the floor, no one attracts that attention. That's the reason why you see us struggle so much. We have spurts
that's
here
why
and
I say
there.
that. That's why I preach him ball movement. Like if we have guys move, like there's so many times I see.
We don't have a point guard.
We can move the ball, but Randall's still going to touch it though. We can move the ball.
Y'all not understand what I'm saying though. I get we don't have a point guard. We don't. We're not going to have a point guard this year. But I'm saying that's still not an excuse to not have guys move. Like there's been so many times this season where I've seen the Knicks dump the ball into Randall in the post. No one's moving. They're just looking at Randall. They're looking at Randall just bullying the post. And listen, I've been watching them do this with 3 different type of players. I've seen them do it with Carmelo. I've seen them do it with KP. And I've seen them do it with Randall. All I'm saying is if we
wants an offense like the Warriors. That's what he wants.
Well, who wouldn't want an offense like the Warriors where they move the ball? Who wouldn't want that?
But what we're saying, first of all, we don't have those players. First of all, we don't have those players.
Hold on. I don't want. Okay, let me stop before Jaws make it seem like I want. No. Because even when I seen the Nets the other night, they were moving the ball. I seen all these other teams. I'm just saying we can move the ball. Like I said, we have the players to move around. We just can't always look at Randall when we dump it in the post and just watch him do what he has to do. I'm saying that we could get easier shots for Randall, we could get easier shots for Art, we get easier shots for everybody involved and make it a little bit more balanced offense if we just get guys moving and cutting, not just standing around. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, listen. I think the way that this offense is designed, Randall gets the ball, and you got people moving off the ball. When he's double teamed, he finds the open person. If that person has someone closing out, then they swing it to the next person. Of course, we've seen moments when Julius Randle gets the ball and the ball sticks. That's going to happen every time. Every team that you play against, it's going to happen that way. When Randle's not in the game, that's when you really expect that you're going to see that type of man movement and ball movement. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. When Quickly's in that second lineup, sometimes he pounds the ball a little bit too much. I don't know. I think the issue is we don't have anyone that can really attract. When you talk about some of these other teams that have these dynamic guards, they still attract attention. You know what I'm saying? So, Steph Curry comes off on a double team. Steph Curry comes off a pick and roll, or like you seen last night with Kyrie and James Harden. They come off on a pick and roll. They're such a threat when they come off, and they're such good passers that, boom, they can hit that roller. You know what I'm saying? We don't have that type of threat from our guards where they're so lethal that it puts major pressure on to get over here on this guy because we know what they're going to do, and then they can hit that roller. We don't have those guys right now. You know what I mean?
And to be honest, RJ is probably the closest guard to doing that. But again, he has Simmons on him at that point. So it kind of makes it a wash. I mean, I've seen RJ make that same type of slip pass off the pick and roll. You know what I mean? But he has Simmons on him.
Which is why I asked the question, how come he just don't, take that next step? Because he needs to for this team. He has to. There's literally RJ? Nobody else. Yeah, and I'm not knocking it. I'm not knocking him. I'm just saying that for this particular team, particularly when we don't have a point guard, he's the only other person that should be able to have the ball in his hands to be able to create something.
But I think RJ and Randall played. I think RJ get a fair amount of touches. I mean, RJ may have the 19, 20 in the last. I think the problem with the Knicks is they play east and west instead of north and south. We need Derrick Rose to go downhill. They play like the Giants with Barkley, with Shaquan Barkley. He goes north to east to west instead of going down that middle. We don't got no penetrating running down that lane. But RJ like the only guy really that's going toward the back. Everybody else shooting around the perimeter, running left to right instead of going north to south. And we also got to take this in mind too. The three of our rotation players haven't been in the league even 2 years. RJ 2 years, Obi and was that Emmanuel Quickly, and that's why I tend to go with his veterans because they're not ready for this stuff on a game like the games we seen tonight and yesterday. That's why he threw them veterans in there. These young men is not ready for that power like that, and they're not prime example of this. The reason why Knox is sitting, Frank is sitting, Obi is sitting, Quickly get his minutes, but he wound up not playing because they put a veteran in there. You know, it's just tough. You know what I mean? But when we get our
and when
veterans
they not playing well,
right? Exactly. And I think when we get our veterans back, it'll be a different thing, man.
Yeah,
but for them, you know, basically.
Yeah, and Joe, I mean, I'm gonna be real. I mean, I know you're not bashing RJ, but from what we're seeing from him this year, I mean, I don't think there's not that much more you can ask for a 20-year-old that's literally stepped up to be a second up.
Of course not. I agree with you.
I'm not saying you're bashing him, but he's doing what he has to do. I mean, and like Divine said, I mean, we got 3 lottery picks that aren't giving us 0. So it's a lot on RJ, man. It's a lot on RJ and those guys, man.
Yeah, it's a lot on that kid in the second year, but I think, I mean, and I'm not saying anyone's saying different, but I'm pretty sure he enjoys it because he's being groomed, to be an all-star by having a lot on his shoulders as well, and he's handling it well. And I think eventually he will learn. He will learn, and not only will he learn, but also Julius Randle will have that kind of respect for him as this is my road dog. He wants the ball. I'm going to let him go get it. You know what I mean? And it's going to take a little time for that, I think. Let me get a phone call here. Caller, you live. What's poppin'? Hey, yo. You live? You there? I guess not. We'll get on to the next caller. Let's get on to another one. Caller, you live. What's poppin'? Maybe the callers can't hear me. I did have. Maybe they can't hear me. I did have something go on with my computer update. So let me see if I can update that and get these guys to hear me. You know what? I think I got it. I'm about to get them on the line right now. Caller, can you hear me? Caller, can you hear me?
I can hear you, yes.
Okay, there we go. You are live. What's popping with you?
Hey, man, nothing much. Just finished watching that Sixer game, Sixer-Knick game. All I got to say is, man, Randall needs some help. I think tonight showed it. He can't do everything, and we need somebody down the stretch who can get out there and, help make some plays. Maybe like a D Rose, who's more veteran, but the Knicks are going to make some runs in the playoffs. We definitely need some more help for Randall.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. And of course, let's see what happens when we do get fully healthy and what it looks like then. I do think if we had one of Elfrid Payton or Derrick Rose there tonight, we probably pull that game out. I'm saying probably because still the game changes and different people play. So, you never know. But I think we'd have a better chance. But, yeah. And see, I think that Derrick Rose does help out Julius Randle, and it's just big for me, and I know I keep saying it, that he helps to get Julius Randle the ball in open spaces where he can shoot without having to work to shoot. And that, to me, that's important. That's important. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he can conserve some energy, and and you can have him doing those ISOs maybe down the stretch if he has the mismatch. But I agree with you, Derrick Rose, veteran point guard who's been in that position to make plays for his teammates and to handle the ball. Yeah, man. I mean, I like the Knicks, and I think they can do some damage in the first round if they get there. But yeah, healthier team definitely get some better outcomes.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Hey, I appreciate your call, man. Appreciate the time.
Appreciate you, man. Have a good one.
No doubt. Let me ask you guys a question. Do you think, because Isaiah said, and I agree, and I thought it was a turning point too, when Dwight Howard and Julius Randle was going at it all night long. They were battling. They were battling down there in that paint. And when Dwight Howard blocked the shot and Julius Randle took the fall, do you think that intimidated Randle or the team? Maybe not Randle, but the team at all? Do you think there was a little bit of intimidation there after that, which maybe led to them playing and they had to get themselves back together too? Tony, what do you think?
I don't necessarily think so. I do agree with you that they shouldn't have went directly back to Randle, at the next inbound, but give the guy a playoff or something. And I do believe initially he was on adrenaline, and then a couple plays later, you could see him winching and
Right.
hobbling every other step. So
Right.
because I hopefully he recovers well from that.
Right. And the
But
reason why
I don't think it really affected the team.
Okay. The reason why I asked that is because sometimes some things like that, like, boom, he hits the floor and he's down, and when he gets back up, he don't shoulder bump Dwight Howard or nothing like that. He just kind of goes and does what he has to do. Sometimes that can send the message to the team, to the younger guys, the other people on the floor, like, uh-oh. You know what I'm saying? The little shoulder bump kind of, because like Julius Randle is like the big brother. He's like the protector almost. You know what I'm saying? So you see Julius Randle hit the shoulder bump, it's like, yeah, ain't nothing happening to me. You know what I'm saying? But now all of a sudden Julius Randle don't do it, and maybe you're a little nervous, like, damn, if I go to the hole, I might get smacked too. I don't know. I'm just, just because the game clearly did shift after that. And the Knicks looked very different after that, in my opinion. I mean, and it was a tough battle. I think it was a 4-point game at that time, I think. And, of course, it was a tough one, just a tough battle. But I did feel like the team looked a little bit different after that. Devon, what do you think?
I know what probably shook the team a little bit. I don't know if it was a turning point, because a couple of plays after that, somebody from the Sixers went down the lane and Nerlens Noel threw that crap away. I mean, he just turned it back the other way. And so I thought it wasn't more like maybe it was a intimidating type of block where, boom, when he hit that floor, I know they were like, whoa, do I need to come in here because this ain't Tony Bradley no more? But I don't know if it might have changed the momentum at that time. But yeah, I think when Nerlens Noel blocked my man, it kind of shifted it back a little bit.
Yeah,
now we got that bug going. You blocked me. That's what I thought it was for a minute anyway.
Yeah, I think you're right, because I remember that. He came down, he got the block, and then Ben Simmons got it back, and he goaltended. Yeah. Okay, so you know what? It didn't, though. Never mind that. It was just a thought, because it just felt like things changed a little bit, but I do remember that now.
I think Dwight changed the game, though. I think he changed the overall. I think Dwight did.
Yeah, he did. I mean, Dwight is turning into like that. I mean, he don't shoot the mid-range jump shot, but like a Charles Oakley dude that just, he's just gonna throw his body around and knock people all over the place. I would love to have that on his team. Coming in behind Julius Randle. Go ahead, Isaiah.
I will say this though, man. When I seen what Dwight Howard got paid that last year, I kind of was like, why didn't the Knicks just throw a little bag at him? Like,
me too. I was thinking that too. I'm not gonna lie.
You know what? Crazy? Because
we brought that up, and nobody wanted him.
I wanted Dwight.
Nobody wanted him.
Make sure it was a cornerstone.
Don't tell Kev that. No, you know what it was though? Because I remember I legit thought when he like left the Lakers, he was gonna get a bag. I thought he was gonna get at least like a 1 year, $15 million contract. But then I seen he got paid $3.2 million. I'm like, why didn't the Knicks just throw him like $10 million? That would have been a great big up. But maybe they can this year. I do think next year, if I'm the Knicks, that's one of the things I'm doing is probably looking at Dwight. But also too, man, you know what it was for me? So I don't think it was fair when he blocked the shot. I think the Sixers woke up because the whole game, right? Because I'm watching the game with my cousin. The one I went to the Sixers game with. So I went with him, and he's a big Sixers fan. So he was just like the whole game. He kept saying like, "Yo, they're not playing. They're just lollygagging. They're not really taking it serious. Like I won't say taking it serious, but they just weren't. They didn't wake like they weren't playing. And then once that block happened, they woke up, and then you see the defense. The defensive intensity just switched for them, and then we struggling to get shots. So I don't think it was the Knicks being scared. I think the Sixers woke up like finally after like almost 4 quarters they woke up, and it was just so frustrating because one thing I think we can all agree on was the Knicks hit the free throws. We're happy tonight. We got like 700 people in the chat. We got people, you know what I'm saying? We got, mad people, you know what I'm saying? But the Knicks got to hit the free throws, and we just got to get some ball movement, man. I mean, He's got to get a point guard, man, because it's just
and you know those free
it's
throws.
tough, but-
Those free throws to me, you know that to me, you know that's kind of a sign of your legs a little bit, you're a little bit weary, and that was early in the game. You know what I mean? That they were missing those free throws. Missing free throws to me is a sign of you're a little bit tired. Because your legs ain't there, so you're a little bit short on the free throw. Now it hits the front of the rim, then hits the back of the rim, or it comes off the front of the rim, or because you feel your legs are a little tired, you shoot it a little bit too hard and it hits off the back of the rim. But hey, that's the NBA. That's what you got to do.
Quickly?
What'd you say?
Quickly, scaring me with the free throws now, man.
You know why? I'm gonna tell you why.
I'm
gonna tell you why. And I was thinking about this last night. I'm gonna tell you why. Because when you become a starter, the game is different now. There's a different level of intensity when you play the basketball game. Right? You gotta exert a different type of energy when you're playing defense. You got to exert a different type of energy when you're playing offense. You got to think a little bit more, so it drains your energy a little bit more. And yeah, you'll be a little bit off on those free throws. This is what people didn't understand about, they figured because it was so easy for him to get that floater. How many floaters have you seen Emmanuel quickly really get off since playing with the starters? 2?
Not that many.
Not that many.
Yeah,
of
not
course,
that many.
playing on the bench, he can get that floater off easy because look, you're playing with a lesser talent. Mm-hmm. But you get into the starters,
you see him getting blocked more.
Right? You see when he tries to hold somebody off with his backside and get inside the lane, they say, "Oh, I'm gonna take that. Go ahead." Right? The game changes. This is what a lot of people didn't understand about him, being a full-time starter yet. The game just changes. There's a different type of energy. You got to think the game differently. And all of that, you got to exert a different amount of energy. You know what I'm saying? And so it'll lead to inefficient shooting. It'll lead to, you no longer being a 94% free throw shooter. Now he shot decent. He shot a decent percentage from the field tonight. But that's what happens when you become a starter. And I'm not saying he can't do it. It's just, you're not going to expect him to be, to come in and give you 30, 20 and 30 points, at least not right now.
Or it's adjustment. It'll take some time.
Yeah, it's an adjustment and it'll take some time. The one thing I think Tom Thibodeau has learned, though, is that, once you do get Derrick Rose and Elfrid Payton back, if they go out again, you can trust quickly to step up and start for you. So I think that's that's another strength. And you can look at right now, hopefully during this time, these guys are out. Mitch is out. Elfrid is out. Rose is out. Hopefully we're building strength with our bench. Right? So when the starting group does realign itself, now your bench is that much stronger. You know what I mean? So hopefully, that'll be the case. I want to get into, I'm going to come to Prince. I want to get into this Orlando game. We lost to Orlando the last time out. I don't know. I haven't really taken a look to see what Orlando is doing.
They lost 8 straight, Sam.
They've lost 8 straight. See, I hate playing a team that's lost 8 straight.
That's what I said.
Are we the last team that they beat?
I'm going to check. That's a very good question. That's a very good question.
That could. That could be. That's tough. I hate playing a team that's on an 8-game losing streak or something like that because they're desperate.
I know, right? Yeah.
And they're looking at you saying, "Yeah, we beat you once, we could beat you again." Right now, Orlando is 13-26. Yep, they've lost 8 straight. The Knicks tonight, they fell to the 8th spot in the Eastern Conference. They're 20-21. The Chicago Bulls are 18-20. They're a half a game behind the Knicks. Indiana Pacers are 17-21. They're 1.5 games behind the Knicks for that 10th spot. And then you got, when you look up ahead of us, you got Charlotte Hornets, who are playing well. They've won 4 in a row. They're now 20-18. The Celtics are continuously, up and down. They're 20-19. The Hawks are 20-20. The Knicks are 20-21. So they're in a dog fight. Go ahead, Steph. Go ahead, Josh, and then I'll come to Steph.
That was
Go ahead,
Josh.
But Sim, listen to everything that you just said about the teams that's real close. Like we're like 1.5 games out, or like it's like 2 or 3 games separating the 4th spot from the 10th spot, right? And people talk about, the Knicks, they lack talent. I think that narrative needs to go out the window. Early in the season, you could say that when the Knicks win a couple games and then when they win some games that they're not supposed to. But we're already midway into the season, and the Knicks are going pound for pound with some of the top teams in the league. So I think it is a talent issue when you talk about like the end of game stuff and like a lot of the end game stuff. But the Knicks are real right there. So to me, it's not a talent issue anymore. When you start looking at these other teams, now it's starting to become who wants it more. That's what it is. And for me, this goes along with the narrative that I think the Knicks need to go out and go get somebody. Because if we don't do it, somebody else will. If they're ready, why can't we be ready? That's the way I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, we got 9.
But I do think it's a talent issue, though. I think we're winning despite the fact that we don't have a lot of we're winning based on our defense and our chemistry and things like that. I don't think we're winning because we're a very talented team. That being said, though, with the defense that we're playing now, if we get a player or two, we're going to be right there and at least the 4th seed.
More than enough reason to go get talent, right?
Drummond. Drummond.
You know what's interesting? I think we would have had Peyton and Rose. That is talent. Alpha Peyton and Derrick Rose is talent. We would have had them 2 players. We would have won these 2 games probably. We still need more talent. Don't get me wrong, but I think we would have had the 2 players. We might be singing a different song tonight, man.
That's what I'm saying, Devon. That's what I'm saying. Like I think that narrative about the Knicks like having worse talent than everybody else, us being completely terrible, and we're doing the magic. It's like a magical season, like 1999 again. I think that needs to go out the window. The Knicks actually have a little bit of guys that can play.
Julius Randle is talent.
Julius Randle.
Yeah, Barrett is talent. Yeah, they got talent. They might have got supreme talent, but I think Alpha Peyton and Derrick Rose is talent. And you add a piece or 2 to them, we good, man. That's why I'm not too worried about the Knicks. Compared to what we had these last 2 games with what we got and battled the way we did with them players missing, you got to be psyched about that. You got to say, damn, imagine we had Mitchell Robinson, Derrick Rose, and Alpha Peyton. I think we would be singing a different tune in New York right now. We'd be like, oh, shit, we over 500. We went up against the Nets and we beat them. And I just think that, you know what, I can't wait till them guys get back in this homestand. 4-game homestand coming up. We get one of the dudes back. I think we're going to be all right.
Okay. And it also goes to show that give us one superstar.
Oh, man.
You know what I mean? Because think about it. We just went toe-to-toe with 2 of the best teams in the East, missing their superstar. But they still got more than adequate. You know what I mean? The Nets got 2 more. You know what I mean? Simmons, arguably, whatever. But Tobias played like a superstar. But we went toe-to-toe with them. With no superstar, without all-star. So give us a superstar and watch. You know what I mean? We rising to the top of the East.
Yeah, I feel you. I don't know where that superstar comes from.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Where does that superstar come from? That's that's the question. Or do we raise one? Are we raising a superstar? I think that's the question, but. We'll see. Steph, were you able to figure out?
Yeah, the last team they beat was Detroit.
Okay. They beat.
We were the beginning of a 3-game winning streak. They beat us, the Warriors, Detroit, and then after that they went on a 8-game losing streak.
They like, we can start a new streak.
Yeah, exactly. They looking at us and say, we can start a new streak with these dudes. But I still feel like even though we're losing these games. All right, Milwaukee was a debacle. I still feel like they're getting better as a team, and they're getting better defensively because they are learning throughout these games, and they're getting better. They got to figure out how to put teams away. You know what I'm saying? They got to figure out how to put these teams away when they have them. Of course, that comes down to hitting those timely shots. Prince, Orlando, what do you think?
Like I said, Sim, just like you guys was talking about too, definitely scared of a hungry team. Anytime you back a team like that into the corner, they got guys who can play. So definitely not a gimme win. Something we're gonna have to go out there and as we used to be chimed, a tune-up game. This is definitely a tune-up game for us to sharpen our swords so that we can get back to winning basketball. I think, are their point guards still out? But I mean, they still did point guard by committee, and they killed us. So, that's not saying much. But yeah, I was going to ask, is a point guard out? But outside of that, hopefully, I heard that Mitch is coming. Well, he's back for contact. But again, we still got to get contributions from the bench quickly. Bullocks, Burks, one of those guys, they got to put in 18 to 20 points or it's going to be tough for us to win. We just got to find other ways to score points. And when we score over, 105, 110 points, usually we win. So, again, if we can keep them down, we should be able to get this game.
Yeah, okay. Isaiah?
Orlando, it's going to be a tough game right now. Knicks can't take no one lightly. We're in a playoff run, and these games every game is critical for the Knicks. Right now, we just don't have the big talent right now. Guys are out and stuff, and Orlando plays is very tough. For some reason, we're always in a close game, 90s style basketball game with the Orlando Magic. So I expect a greedy game. I expect the Knicks to get a 4-day rest tomorrow, do shoot around on Thursday, and try to be a full strength man because we are tired. We've been playing real tough games. And this is an important game for us, man, because we lose this, man, and I'm looking at the East standings, man. It's pretty close right now, and I think we're still 7th, if I'm not mistaken. We're either 7th. Oh, we're 8th. So, yeah, it's going to be tough, man. So,
yeah,
Orlando's an important game, man. So we have to win this game.
Yeah, we can't afford to lose this game. Coming up, we have Orlando, then we play Philly again, then we play Washington and Washington. All 4 of those games at home. I think we should be able to go 3-1 in that stretch. We have a chance. Let's say that we have a chance to go 3-1 in that stretch. Obviously, playing the Wizards twice playing them back to back. It's going to be tough to get both of those wins. So that's going to be a tough one. What I would like us to do is to get Orlando, get Philly, and then go get one of the Wizards. Excuse me.
Bless you.
And then go get one of those Wizards games. If we do that,
say thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate all of you. Thank you. If we do that, we'll be 23-22, I guess, right? If we can go 3-1 over these next 4 games. But it's not gonna be easy. It's not gonna be easy. The deadline. So we look at the deadline is next Thursday. Okay, we got 4 games between now and then. Over this next stretch, right? We play Thursday. Then what? Well, I gotta look at the schedule, but we got like 4 games between now and then. Do we make a move before the stretch? During the stretch? Just before the deadline? Do we try to make a move that pushes us through this stretch and try to get all 4 of them? What do you think happens? Devon, what do you think, man? We got a week.
You know what, man? The way we presently constructed, I think we need to make a move. I just don't think Frank and some of the guys is not going to give us what we need to go into the playoffs. I definitely know that for sure. And so I think we would. And I think starting with the Orlando game, that go to auction sale right there. They about to blow that up. And I think they headed to the lottery. You know what I mean? They not trying to compete for the playoffs. They played it out. I think, from what I was reading on Real GM, other than Jonathan Isaac and Mikael Flows, everybody on the table. They about to blow that up, get in the lottery, get them a young stud to go with them 2 young boys and rebuild. So I just think that I'm not even worried about Orlando on Thursday. I just think that we're going to smash them dudes. You know what I mean? After what I've seen the last couple of games, the way we played Brooklyn and the way we played the Sixers and to go in and let them come into the world famous arena and beat us, I don't think that's happening. That's one game I'm going to definitely feel confident about. But I think for the trading deadline, I think we're going to make a move. And if it's not the trading deadline, we're going to get somebody off the waiver wire. That's my only thing I can think of is either the waiver wire, because the way we probably constructed, I just don't see Kevin Knox sitting on that bench the whole rest of the season, not getting no playing time. I just don't think that's a good look for the Knicks, period. Not after he done played a couple of times, started backing up people. Now he not getting no burn. I don't think his parents like that. I don't think he likes that. I mean, I'm just being honest. I think that's a bad look for us. So I think him, Frank, and them, it's time to move on. If we're going to go for the playoff, we need to get some good veteran ball players down here and other than Quickly, Barrett, and Mitchell Robinson, I think we got to do something, man. The way we probably construct is not going to happen. So I think we're going to make a move. I don't know who it is, Sim. That's the only reason I said that fire is because your boy Terrence Ross is all auditioning Thursday. You know what I mean? That's why I brought that up. He auditioning Thursday. You know what I mean? So I think we're going to make a move, man. And like I said, that's just my thought. I'm not saying what they are. I don't know what they're going to do. But my prediction, I think they will make a move or they're going to get somebody off the waiver wire, basically.
Okay. All right. You know, well, we have Terrence Ross. We probably win this game tonight. But anyway, let me get to the caller. Caller, you live. What's popping?
Man, love Terrence Ross.
What's going on with you, man? How you feeling?
Man, big good. I mean, struggling like all of us, but
right.
A big fan of the show. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad to be calling in. Big shout to Steph and Devon. Y'all my favorite analysts. Love y'all.
Thanks.
You.
We appreciate that. Thanks.
Definitely. But this game, I enjoyed the game. It was a throwback game, so it was definitely a that standpoint, very physical. The refs let them play.
Yeah.
But the point in the game for me was, and I have to say, I always get on Dwight Howard. I always say I don't think he's a Hall of Famer. I don't like his drive. I don't like the way he goes about his business on the court. But when he put that hard foul on Randall, and it was borderline dirty. But he put that hard foul on him.
Mm-hmm.
And it changed.
Foul call.
They were scared of the paint. They seen their leader just on the floor. He was all shook up. That scared him out of the paint. Once I saw that, I saw we had no chance.
Mm.
We had no chance. It gave me flashbacks of Dale Davis. But I think JD is right when he said earlier, we still suffering from the remnants of this bad front office that, from years ago. Because we got a whole bunch of lottery picks that can't contribute anything. And I think all of them should be for sale at this trade deadline. Every single one of them, Knox, Ntilikina, all of them, they have to go. When we need to get something useful out of that. Just anybody. I'd take Evan Fournier at this point. I'd like Lonzo Ball, but, anything would help us win a few of these games. We just need a scorer. That's really it. And we lost at the free throw line.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Anyway, and this is for everybody. I'm going to ask the caller first, and then I'll get to you guys. Anyway, you heard that the Knicks have interest in Miles Turner. That doesn't mean that they're getting Miles Turner, but they have interest in Miles Turner. And we don't even know if Indiana wants to really move him. I think they inquired about his availability. How would you feel, though, if the Knicks pulled off Miles Turner and Lonzo Ball?
I would like it. Miles Turner he's a good shot blocker, good rim protector. He shoots too many threes, but I mean he knocks a few down. You know what I'm saying? You do have to kind of respect him out there. And he's still a young player, so I think that he can be developed, he can be worked with. So now that would be a A- trade scenario for me.
Mm. Yeah, I mean that would be tough. You're adding defense both ways. You're adding a little bit of offense both ways. With Lonzo being able to, shoot the three. He's shooting it, I think, 38% so far this season, and then obviously his vision to be able to see the floor and stuff like that. I don't know. Hey, I appreciate your call, man.
All right, thanks, man. Peace, man.
Peace, man. Peace. Have a good one.
Hey, Sim, he's bugging for the Dwight Howard thing. Dwight Howard was a Hall of Famer.
Word.
He was bugging on the Dwight Howard thing, but I will say this though, Sim.
They ran off his thing on the tape on the TV today. They ran off his accolades. I was like, oh, I forgot about all of that. He in.
Yeah.
Sim, are you ready for this?
All right, I'm ready.
The New York Knicks are going to trade Obi Toppin. And we're going to get Lonzo and Miles Turner. I personally think we can get Miles Turner for Obi and maybe that Detroit second round. I think that would do it.
Okay.
I think that would do it to get Miles Turner.
You think so? You think that's it? I mean, you gotta have to send. Well, no, you do have money. You do have the $15 million, right? You have the $15 million that you can, bring in. He makes $18 million this year, so you can bring in that $15 million, and then you could trade just one player and be able to. So logistically, it works. Would they value Obi Toppin?
I'll be real with you, Sam. If it's me, I'm probably doing Obi Toppin and Kevin Knox in that Detroit second rounder for Miles Turner.
That's basically Mitch.
Well, Miles. Okay, Miles Turner is not that game changing.
He's better than Mitch.
He's better than Mitch.
Okay.
He's better than Mitch. I would send Mitch.
I would try Noel first.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't know about that one. But
how is he not better than Mitch? Defensively, he's the same as Mitch. Offensively, he can do way more than Mitch.
I don't know about defensively. Maybe.
Better shot.
Listen.
But shot blocking doesn't mean
we are so enamored with Mitch because he's not getting into foul trouble. He's more disciplined on the defensive end, and I give him credit for that. But other than that, I'm not trying to downplay him. He's growing as a player, and he's doing much better for us this year. But 8 points, 8 rebounds, 1 block, and he plays good positional defense for us. Now, if you want to say he's going to grow and get better, and you're banking on that, I don't have a problem with it. But right now, Miles Turner is better than Mitch.
Yeah, I think he's better than Mitch.
Yeah,
it's not by a lot though. If it was a center that I wanted to go get, it would be Drummond. I feel like Drummond blows Mitch and Miles Turner out the water, and we can get him right now for cheap. That would be the center I would go after.
Yeah, but see, Drummond just don't play the way I want our centers to play though. I like that rim runner, the one who can shoot the three and kind of mobile. But I don't have a problem with Drummond if they.
He's more mobile than people give him credit for.
Yeah.
I think people forget that he actually does shoot. You know what I mean? Like he can shoot the three as well. People don't even mention it. And the fact that he's going to give Julius tremendous time to rest because we're not losing.
He might get in the way of Julius. You don't think?
I think you put Miles Turner in the second unit. Look at our centers right now. Our centers right now do less than he does. So if they're not in Randall's way, or maybe people argue that they are in Randall's way, but we still been adequate with Mitch, who can't do anything in the post yet, and Noels, who can't do anything in the post yet. So and neither one of them shoot the ball at all. So if they're not in the way, or if they are, even if they are in the way, I'd rather Drummond be in the way and giving you 14 and 15 points and rebounds. You know what I mean?
18 and 15.
I don't think that Andre Drummond really would be in the way, in my opinion. Not like, if Mitch or Nerlens Noel isn't really in the way, I don't see. He would, to me, play the same space. The only difference to me would be that Julius Randle can go out. He's shooting 41%, 42% from the 3-point line. He could go out and spread the floor while you get the ball to Andre Drummond in the post. That would be a big difference that I think you could see if you had Andre Drummond.
Right, but
playing
Randall would
side by
have to
side.
play more outside, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, he would. He would have to
He
play
would
a
have to
little more
play
outside.
more to the outside.
You know, but
I think Miles Turner can stretch the floor too.
yeah, he can stretch the floor some. I think you could have Julius Randle actually get the ball to Andre Drummond in the post. So you take a 4 out. You know, you take that 4-man out of the lane, which opens up a little bit more room for Andre Drummond to go to work down there too.
And that's an option we don't have right now at all. You know what I mean?
You're right. You're absolutely right. It's just that now Randall is going to be operating primarily on the perimeter.
Not necessarily. I mean,
not when Drummond's off the floor.
When Drummond is off the floor.
You know what I mean? Like it's and I don't see any difference from the big guys we have now. Like the only time they out of the paint is when they get in a handoff and then they trying to find somebody to give the ball to. Drummond will be in that situation too and have an option of what he can do other than just pass the ball from the foul line.
I do agree there. I do agree there. Now with Miles Turner, Isaiah said we would get Miles Turner and put him on the bench.
But hold on. I'm saying that in the sense of that we still have Mitch. I'm saying that in the sense of we have Mitch.
Bro, if we have Mitch, he's starting over Mitch. He's starting over Mitch. If we had Mitch, I think he's starting over Mitch.
And you can flip Mitch now for some other needs that we have.
Right. Yeah, exactly. That's the other part of it that people are not talking about.
Hold on. But why would you flip Mitch? Because if you have Mitch and Miles Turner, I mean, can you name a better?
They play the same position.
And Mitch is going to want that money because he's going to want to start.
But y'all act like Mitch can't go to the bench.
Hey, stop talking about Mitch.
He can go to the bench for 1 year, then he gonna come and become a free agent, and he out of here. He's not going to accept that.
Yeah, I think if you go get Miles Turner, you got him on a contract, $18 million a year for 3 years. So you've committed some money to him. You're moving Mitch. Yeah, I think you're moving Mitch. I think you're moving Mitch because you don't. You know, I think you're moving Mitch. Mitch is 22 years old. He's about to be 23. Miles Turner is 25. They're in the same age bracket. They're in the same age bracket. So you know what? Why? You when you can have Nerlens Noel, who's 26 years old, you can keep him around and have him come off the bench for Miles Turner. When you can, I think you can probably.
Let me ask you a question. What you think? What do y'all think? What you think they're gonna have to pay Nerlens Noel next year? Nerlens Noel might want a bigger contract. You know what I mean? So he aspiring contract. What are the Knicks willing to pay him and Miles Turner? That's
Devon, I think
even though Mitch due for a contract, he still got 2 years on a 1 point something million.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
You know, if you don't sign him, let him go. But for 1.8 million, 1.5 million, giving you 8 and 8, you ain't getting that.
Devon, I just think I agree with you. I just think at some point the Knicks are going to have to lock down one of these guys for the long term. I'm not saying lockdown Mitch now, but I'm saying at some point the Knicks got to stop bringing these stopgap guys. They got to take a swing at some point and try to sign somebody long term.
That's what they think. You get Miles Turner, but let me ask you a question, Josh. If you get Miles Turner, Mitchell Roberts is not necessarily a stopgap because think about it. We don't know what he's going to demand in the market. The Knicks might say, "I'll give you $8 million." They might give you $8 to 7, $8 million for 4 years. He worth that. He worth $8 million.
But what I'm saying, it's not a good use of the cap. If you already have a center that can play 30, 35 minutes, you can flip Mitch and get something else.
Right.
While he's valuable.
He's valuable.
Okay, I see that.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, you could either flip. You know, you could either flip Mitch for Miles Turner and then still have some of your other people that you can use to, you know, move some of your other pieces for, you know, another guard, Alonzo Ball, something like that. Or, you know, you could, you know, try to flip Mitch to one of those teams. But I don't see
I think you can.
What, you know, like where are you flipping Mitch to go get that guard? So, you know, that's what I'm saying. If you flip for Miles Turner, if they were interested in Mitch and you flipped it for Miles Turner, maybe that stops them from wanting a first-round draft pick, right? Because they might want a first for Miles Turner. If they were actually looking to move him, they might want a first. Would you give up a first for Miles Turner?
Yep. Oh my
Yeah, I would. No question.
I wouldn't do that.
Guys,
You saying Mitch and a first for Mal?
No, not Mitch and a first.
no, not Mitch and a first.
Right, you give up another player and a first, or Mitch in a second, or something like that.
You could get OB in a second rounder and another player, but I'm not giving no first rounder for no Miles Turner. I'm sorry.
Have you seen Miles Turner?
Turner is
Hey, what's his numbers this year? What is the numbers?
He's leading the league in blocks. He's leading the league in blocks, like almost 4 blocks a game.
He's better than Carl Anthony.
Leading the leagues in block doesn't mean everything.
Bro, he
really
like
don't.
every
I'm not
year,
saying it
every
means
year
everything,
he's
but-
mentioned in being on the all defensive team every year. I don't know if he's made it yet, but every year his name is right there. Like, you know, is he going to be on the all defensive team? Miles Turner is a really good defensive player. I mean, he's had years where he shot 38% from the 3-point line. This year he's shooting 31%, but he's had years where he's hit 38%. 2 years ago, I think 35% last year. He can post up, and he still is not in his prime yet. He's still got a ways to go before he's where he's going to be.
I think he's who they thought Carl Anthony Towns was going to be.
I don't know about no Carl Anthony Towns now. Don't disrespect my boy like that.
I'm just saying.
But not on the offensive side, though.
He don't play no defense. So you know what I mean? If Towns played defense, he'd be great. But to me, I'd rather Miles Turner than Carl Anthony Towns.
Because of the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah.
Tony, you bugging.
And he gives you, what, 15?
And he fits more what we're trying to do on this team. I don't really see Cat as a Tibbs type of guy.
Yeah, on this team, I would like Miles Turner more than I would like Carl Anthony Towns, because Carl Anthony Towns, there's just some sluggish play. Listen, I was a big Carl Anthony Towns guy a couple years ago. I really was. People was like, would you trade KP for Carl Anthony Towns? I was like, hell yeah. I'll do it real quick. You know, and I guess for KP, I probably still would do it. But you know, when I look at Carl Anthony Towns now, there's just a little laziness about him that bugs me a little bit. And I don't know if it would fit with this squad right here, and the rim protection that we have with our big guys now, with Nerlens Noel, the toughness, even and with Mitch too, the toughness. I just don't know if he fits that, because you'd have to play him with Julius Randle. You're not gonna move Julius Randle for Karl Anthony Towns. So now you don't have that rim protection and that toughness that we have right now. You know, and I think that's a big part of our team.
I think I'm really bugging about. I think I'm bugging about that Cat thing for real.
I agree with you on that.
I'm not saying Miles is better. I'm not saying he's better than Cat. I'm just saying I think he's a better fit for this team.
Exactly.
And I can see Tibbs not sitting him in the fourth quarter. If you watch Cat play, I mean, he's good offensively, but
that's what I'm saying. He's not better than Karl Anthony Towns.
Now.
Listen, he's not better than Karl Anthony Towns, but I think
that's better than Julius Randle.
Huh?
And sometimes you gotta look at the situation too.
Listen,
he playing in Minnesota on a losing organization, I mean, sometimes you gotta look at where these guys are playing at too. He playing in Minnesota and they ain't doing nothing. Not because of him, it's just the way that organization is built. I think
that about defensively, he's not a rim protector. I mean, watch the game. League pass is $99 now.
I got league pass.
You can watch his game.
I mean, and listen, I know listen, people are like, y'all crazy and this and that. Listen, I do not think that Miles Turner is better than Karl Anthony Towns, but I think he fits what we do better than Karl Anthony Towns. I do not believe if you put Miles Turner on this team and you put Karl Anthony Towns on this team, I think Miles Turner makes this team better. And I'm not sure Karl Anthony Towns makes this team better.
On the season, what is Miles Turner's number for the season?
I think he's averaging like 14 and 7, 3.5 blocks.
Yeah, so see, I take that. You know what I mean? No doubt about it. I take that.
That's just me. I just think that because of what he does on the defensive side, you still get a little bit extra scoring. You still get a big man that can spread the floor. You still get a big man that can post up, but he can also play defense against opposing centers. And Karl Anthony Towns, to me, is going to give up what he's going to give you on offense. He's going to give it up on defense. That's just what I think. That's just what I think.
Is going to be on fire.
I mean, Cat's better than Julius Randle. I mean, if you put him on this team, I mean,
Stop it.
But we're not talking about Karl Anthony
Stop
Towns and Miles Turner. We're talking about Julius Randle and Miles Turner. We're not talking about Karl Anthony. We're not talking about switching Karl Anthony Towns for Julius Randle. And I still don't know.
I think Miles Turner is definitely a better fit for us. No question about that. I mean, don't get me wrong. I know he's a better fit for the Knicks. So if we get him, I'll be glad to have Miles. I want him early in the season. But I just think that sometimes you got to look at a player as where they playing at. Can you imagine maybe Tom Thibodeau can bring something out of Karl Anthony Towns that he brought out of Julius Randle? You know what I mean? I think sometimes the coaching.
Been there, done that.
You know what I mean? I just think that.
You see Cat's body? He would need to do some serious work.
You know
he's like Embiid. He's a big boy. You know what I mean? You know, he's a big body dude. But the dude putting up 20 something, you're getting 10, almost 8, 9 rebounds. Yeah. He might don't block shots like them cats. But Karl Anthony Towns is a good. I mean, the kid is a good basketball player, man. I think. I'm
Kenny not saying Payne, he's not.
I think. I know. Stephanie, I know y'all not saying that. I think we started to feel like I'm saying somebody said. I'm not saying you said or anybody. I'm just speaking from what I see from. I'm not saying y'all say he's not a good player. I don't want to do that because I'm not saying that. From my perspective, I just think the young man is a good basketball player. I think he's a real good basketball player, and I think that with Kenny Payne there coming out of Kentucky, just like Julius Randle defense ain't all that neither, but he got better this year. I think the same thing can happen to him. He can get better. Everybody can get better. So I don't have no problem with Karl Anthony Towns coming here if Tibbs and Kenny Payne can make him do things because the defense way better than Obi's and all them jokers. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. If you get Karl Anthony Towns, go get him. That's my point.
We need the scoring too.
That's what
I get that.
Tibbs gonna say pass.
Right.
I get that. I just don't know if he has the fire that we're looking at. This team, the fire that this team has. I just don't know if he has that fire, and I think Miles Turner could bring that fire and that toughness. It just fits better with what we do on this team.
I would say
Butler. Jimmy Butler wasn't feeling him. There's just a certain type of player internally, if you understand. And to me, he just doesn't have it.
Well, I think he does have it, but I'll say this though. I mean, we complain about not having a third option, but you put Cat on this team, he's pretty much the first option.
Listen, I don't think. I mean, Cat. First of all, it's probably he's not coming here.
No, of course not.
He's not coming here right now. I don't know if Tibbs would. I guess they said that Tibbs said that yes, he would. You know, he would play with him again or coach him again. I'm gonna be honest with you. I would not mind having Miles Turner and then getting another wing. Miles Turner's $18 million a year. You got a center that can block shots. He's still becoming an offensive threat, still learning to become an offensive threat.
24 years old.
24 years old. I think he turns 25 later this month. I think you'd be getting a really, really good ball player at a decent price, and still have enough money to go out and add you a wing player that you need. You know what I mean? Now,
go get him.
In the end, probably ain't even looking to move the kid for real.
Mm-hmm. Nah, I think if we offer Mitch, they would bite.
Yeah, they would get that 18 million.
I would save them a lot of money.
Yeah, I think Mitch and a second would do it.
That would save them. That would save them some money. That early second we have coming up from. I think that would do it. Yo, if we could come away, I doubt. Obviously, we're pipe dreaming here, ladies and gentlemen. But if we could come away with Lonzo Ball and Miles Turner at this trade deadline, I don't know for who or for what, but it's totally possible to come away with those two players.
Oh yeah, we got the assets.
Right? Because that's about $29 million. You got 15 of it already sitting there, just waiting for somebody to take it up. Now, all you got to do is move 3 other players to make about $15 million. And whatever else you got to move around, it's possible. I mean, if you did that and you did the right moves to keep to make sure you have a strong bench, I think you putting together a strong defensive team, and then also a guy in Lonzo Ball that can hopefully help to unlock the offense a little bit more to get more ball movement, like Isaiah's talking about.
And who you moving for as a point guard? If we get Lonzo, what point guard you think you would take up out of there?
Alfred Payton.
Payton, okay, yeah, I
Right,
see that.
right. Now the only thing is, would he want to go back? I mean, he could always be waived by New Orleans, and then another team pick him up someplace if that's what they wanted to do. Of course, they're going to be looking for some young players too. You know, obviously, I'm not moving quickly.
I thought we loved Alfred Payton.
What you say?
I thought we loved Alfred Payton.
What's your point?
But when he's doing but any of them are expendable for the
I
right
love
price.
Mitch too, and I'm talking about trading Mitch. What are you talking about?
See, that's the thing. This guy, him and Legion of Knicks podcast. And yes, I'm talking to Legion of Knicks podcast. Trolling the cat talking about, oh, the Knicks have talent, but why I want to make trades? Because you always make trades to get better. You continue to get better. You never stop. Brooklyn had two superstars, and they went out to get another one. They continue to get better. The Lakers won the championship last year. They had an offseason. They got better. You continue to get better. You never stop getting better.
Never stop getting better. Let me get to this caller. Caller, you live. What's popping? I know you've been hearing us talking a whole lot of stuff, caller. Go ahead, man.
No,
Go ahead.
put
Barney Rubble. Get Barney Rubble straight for us. Yeah. Oh, yeah. See that? That's why people be coming at Isaiah. He called this caller Billy the other day.
I changed my name,
Billy. That's my dude, Billy.
Nah, man, I'm joking. Hey, listen, I called in to talk about the game, but I kind of agree with you what you guys are talking about with the trade. Yeah, I love Miles Turner if they could get him, and I think if the Knicks want to compete in the playoffs. I hate to say it, but they're going to have to start thinking about that backup 4 spot. Obi Toppin right now might not be even a rotation level player. Here they were tonight on a back-to-back on the road against the 1 and 2 seed, right? They're still losing D Rose because for God knows what reason. Elf is out, Mitch is out. They're on an 8-man rotation. And then Bullock gets his 5th foul in the 3rd quarter, and they basically down to a 7-man rotation because Obi Toppin cannot be trusted to do anything out there. I don't want to harp on the kid, but if you can get Miles Turner and keep Mitch, put Obi on the bench for the rest of the year, and go with that's an unbelievable front court right there. You got Mitch and Nerlens, and then you got Randall and Miles Turner.
Can Nerlens play the 4?
That's a pretty good front court.
Can Nerlens play?
Miles can.
Well, Miles can, but in that second unit, can Nerlens play the 4 in that second unit?
Yeah, well, let's just assume that Mitch is the starting 5 and Randall obviously is the starting 4. You got Nerlens the backup 5 and Miles Turner the backup 4. The instant upgrade over Obi Toppin. And as for Obi Toppin, put him on the bench. Say get better. We'll see you next season, or come in with somebody else is down with an injury. And as for the Mitch versus Miles Turner long-term issue, that's a tomorrow problem. We'll figure that out later. Right now, let's roll with those 4 guys up in the front court. And as you said, if you could swing an additional trade for a Ball or for a Ross in Orlando or something like that, maybe get rid of Burks, upgrade Burks. The Knicks could actually be pretty good without losing too much. At this trade deadline, I think
they could. They
could move. They could be intelligent about it.
Right. I think they really could if they wanted to. We'll see if they want to. And what their thinking is. But I really do think they could if they were serious about it.
Absolutely.
Listen, Tom Thibodeau said they're scouring the league, looking for deals, looking for players. We'll see what's on their mind, man. We'll see what's on their mind because we got 8 days. It's now March 17th. We got 8 days.
Yep. I want to drop one statistic here that I heard that it blew my mind about R.J. Barrett because he had another good game tonight. R.J. Barrett is one of 6 players in NBA history at the current time to be averaging 18 points, 6 rebounds, and 3 assists before the age of 21 per 36 minutes playing. And the people that he shares that stat with is LeBron James, who did it twice, Chris Webber, Luka Doncic, and LaMelo Ball this season.
Okay. All right. Hey, listen, he's hooping. There's no doubt about that. He's hooping right now, and he's playing a good basketball game. He's learning how to find his spots on the floor. He's doing a lot of good stuff out there, man. I'm excited for what he's doing. So, look, he's got a lot to learn. He's into his second season. He's learning a lot from Tom Thibodeau, and I think he's a Tom Thibodeau type of guy. I think we got, a lot to look forward to with RJ Barrett. So
I agree.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Hey, I appreciate your call, man.
What's his name, Sam? What's his name for real? I'm sorry.
Isaiah wants to ask you a question. Go ahead, man. Go ahead, Isaiah.
Hey, Bill. What's your name?
My name's Nick. But you can call me Billy. It's fine, man.
I was going to continue to call you Billy anyway because I don't like Nick.
He literally likes the Knicks. Supposed to be a Knicks fan, but he don't like the name Nick.
Yo, there you go. It's
Billy.
fine.
He's a Billy. Billy.
I got an uncle named Billy. But hey, listen, you guys are doing good. I listen to you guys every post game because you guys cheer me up because it brings me right back to. I mean, I'm watching this game today and I'm thinking like. I was frustrated because I thought they should have pulled this one off. But you know what? I was happy that they went at least 1-3 on this 4-game stretch. Me too. Because they could have got out of control really quick. I think they could have got a losing streak going. They do have a losing streak going, but I think they're going to correct the ship next game, hopefully.
Yeah, because you know what? If they did not win that OKC game right now, they'd be 19-22, and they'd be almost they'd be in that 10th spot.
Right. They've been hovering around 500. You don't want to get 3 games below 500. That's kind of good. Not when you're a game above 500.
Exactly. You don't want to do that at all. So, hey, my man, I appreciate the call. Thank you for your time. Don't worry about Isaiah. He'll figure it out sooner or later. Whatever it is, he'll figure
Billy,
it out.
I love you, Billy. I love you, Billy.
All right, thanks, here. Ditto.
All right. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Here we go. Guillermo, what's going on with you, man?
Dog's in trouble now.
What's I got him. Hold up. Give me 1 second. Because you already know what you already know who he's coming for. Get your popcorn out.
What did I do?
Get your popcorn out.
I was just going to the store real quick. What happened? Why y'all doing this? Come on, man. Good to everybody in the chat, man. God bless everybody, man. Hope everybody is well, man. Just over on the game, man. Juice ran on that one drive against Tobias Harris. I wish he would have been a little bit more physical, but he's playing 41 minutes. It's tough. And then after last night, maybe he second guessed it because he was taking Tobias Harris. Just Dwight Howard was helping, but on that last play, Dwight Howard wasn't there. Then RJ missed a shot, so tough game. But again, we right now are. I can't blame Tom Thibodeau. I know people want to kill him, but it's like, dogs, we just don't have the players right now. Like the guys that were supposed to be there, whatever, they're just hurt, and then you're forcing quickly to be a starting guard. Our wings, Burks and Bullock, they've been inconsistent. For the most part, they can't hit open shots, so you can't be creative as you like on offense, and you're playing against one of the top offensive and defensive teams in the league. Ben Simmons is a gazelle. Tobias Harris is now becoming, becoming more of an efficient closer, so it's a tough game overall. So it sucks, but, you hear these things that, the Knicks are that we have this talent on this team. Like I'm just confused. It's like, you do make trades to get better. I never said you don't, but the Knicks are not one of the most. We don't have a lot of talent. You have Derrick Rose who could play 20, 25 minutes a night. Even then, this is not Derrick Rose of 2011 MVP. You're playing with Mitch, a guy who has shown improvement this year. I'll give him credit. Still second rounder, still really raw on both ends of the floor, especially on offense. You're depending on journeyman 1-year players, rentals, who are so talented. They got 1 year, 5 year, $6 million, 1 year, $5 million, $6 million deals. A team and guys like Bullock, even Elfrid Payton. a guy who everywhere he's gone, isn't like they finished with like the worst record. And granted, look, the Knicks.
That's his fault.
No, I didn't. But you had your time. Excuse me. And you're playing with a guy in Elfrid Payne, who, if you look around the league, you point me to most of these playoff teams. Even the Denver Nuggets with a Monte Morris, I take him any day of the week over Elfrid Payne. And granted, I gave Elfrid Payne all the credit in the games where he's played against smaller guards. He's attacked, he's slashed against these guys. He's done that so-called job. He's playing with pace. But as a guy who can't shoot, he's not a plus facilitator. His defense, if you look on Synergy, if you look at actual stats, it's actually fairly overrated. He's a decent defender. He's not this great defender like people try to make him out to be. So you're talking about a team that had 4 DMPs today. There's just as many guys who played from the bench. And most of you guys didn't want Obi, so it would have been more minutes for Tosh. That would have been 3 versus 5. But this Knicks team has talent. No, the team is winning with coaching. The team is winning with guys selling out to a philosophy on defense, which is protect the paint defense. That's why, again, like I've said, and this guy over here, when I said it, Sim, you and I were here on this show, I think it was an OKC show, when I said the 3-point percentage was misleading, right? Because it's good. The defense, there are good parts of defense, but we allow a lot of shots. And what happens? Even though today shot 34%, teams that have good 3-point shooting, they either come back in the second half or they kill us. A lot of these top teams, so-called playoff teams that we probably have to face or have that talent, they kill us. And then on another show, this guy went on to say the same thing I said, but I'm trolling. So it's just like, when people talk, it's like, I have to sit back. You have to listen to it because a lot of it's just stupidity. We don't have talent like that on this team. Julius Randle, talent. RJ Barrett, talent-ish. He's getting there. When you look around the rest of our players, you won't look at this team and say, oh, that's a lot of talent.
Quickly.
It's just not. They're winning with a lot of coaching and guys.
Quickly's not talent?
No, Quickly's talent, but again, are you saying the thing?
Noel's
not 1 year, 5 years. He's a good backup. He's a backup starting.
Mitch ain't talent though.
Backup starting.
He's a backup starter right now, but Mitch isn't talent.
Mitch has talent, but it's not talent like that. When you talk about the overall team, we're not talented.
That's why you make trades to get better.
Well, I didn't say that. I don't think anyone's saying that they have superior talent.
No. But he was saying that we got to get away from this narrative that this team doesn't have talent. That we're winning, like we're implying that we're winning with this talent. It's like, nah, we're not winning necessarily because of talent per se. We have guys who fit a role, but we're getting a lot of it through coaching. Like this team doesn't have this.
Coming from the guy who criticizes Thibodeau's coaching all the time, the ice pick and roll defense, and how the Knicks give up so many 3-pointers. Coming from that guy, but okay, keep going.
Yeah. Because those are aspects of the game, and because you actually do watch my show, I've actually also give Tom Thibodeau a lot of credit for the things he's introduced. When I talked about the triangle, the horn set, the ice pick and roll defense, where I talk about the good and the bad of it. That's not saying that Tom Thibodeau can't coach. I've said time and time again, Tom Thibodeau's doing a great job or a good job with a team that does not have a lot of talent. So you got to start listening, bro, because you like something I don't know what's wrong with your head, bro. But I've given Tom Thibodeau a lot of credit for this team. And also on my last on another show that you probably watched it, where I said that Tom Thibodeau had these guys playing. If you look at the pick and roll offense, it's going up. The percentile is going up from last year. RJ Barrett knows how to trap a guy on his hip. IQ, who's doing in college, is doing a lot more here in the NBA. Even guys like Burks Bullock, every time they get around the pick and roll or double pick and roll, they're trapping a defender on the hip and getting that 1 or 2-on-1 advantage. I've talked about all the good things.
And that's Thibodeau. That's Thibodeau's coaching.
Yes, because like I said, if you look at the numbers from last year, they were not running the pick and roll the way they're running it. Where literally they're forcefully trapping guys on the hip. Every time IQ came off a double pick and roll tonight, he was. And granted, IQ was here last year. But you look at RJ Barrett's numbers, and it's improved. His percentiles jumped up for like 6th percentile to 34th.
I'm talking about Burks, who wasn't here last year and was putting up numbers last year. That's talent. Journeyman or not,
Burks is talent. Burks is talent.
Yes, he is.
So why is he a journeyman? Why is he a journeyman?
He still put up numbers. Whatever team he's on.
Why is he? You just answered your question. Why is he a journeyman?
Danny Green has 3 wins with 3 different teams.
I'm not saying that Burks doesn't. That he's zero.
How the journeyman is?
It is relative. When you talk about
he didn't have talent, he'd be out the league instead of being a journeyman.
I'm not talking about semantics. I'm not saying it's 0 to 100. There's nuance in between. When I say someone has talent, like for instance, if I sit here and say, give me a player, I'm trying to think of like an average player. That's not saying these guys that they can't play whatsoever. If you talk about a guy, I'm not saying that even a Burks, he can't play whatsoever. Like he's at the YMCA gym. I'm saying that compared to other players in the league and given their usage, Burks is getting major minutes. Bullock is getting major minutes. You go to other teams, especially playoff teams in the league, you look at their wing players. You will not sit here and say, yeah, Levine versus Bullock, that's a lot of time. It's like, nah, you can't compare them. Like,
Obviously, it's not going to be Levine.
You guys are talking semantics.
All right, we don't have elite talent, but we have talent.
You got talent, no doubt about it.
And you have NBA players.
We don't have complete players. We got guys that'll give it to you great on defense and offense, not so much. We got guys that'll give it to you on offense, defense, and not so much. But they're still talented at what they do.
Guys, hold on.
NBA. I'm not saying they're not NBA level talent. You guys are going extreme. I'm talking about if you're looking at relatively in the league, other teams, especially teams who are compete or going to be in the playoffs, we're not there yet. We don't have talent.
So if that's the case, how come we're even and we're 1.5 games away from some of these teams? Boston, the Atlantas, the DCs. How come the standings are so close? It's that much of a talent differential?
Because we're also on the East, dogs. And look at some of the.
Oh, the East is hot this year.
Yeah, the East is in the West.
Josh, what? Hey, come on.
The East is better than the West.
I never said that. You said that you acting like the East is trash. The East is not trash.
Hold on. I think that's the East was trash.
No, you're acting like that. What you're saying.
What I'm saying is that, oh my gosh, the East is, you're talking about all these guys is a close margin. Okay, fine. The East have always had teams where literally our bottom rung teams are not better than in some years, our bottom rung playoff teams are not better than some of the teams who just missed out in the West. You're trying to compare the West and the East?
No, I never said the West. I never mentioned the West. I never mentioned the West.
You're probably going to have more parity on the East because we're, again, outside of maybe the top 3 teams. Brooklyn, this year, Brooklyn, Bucks, 76.
Outside of those 3, the talent's the same.
And then, not to say it's the same, but you're probably going to have a lot more parity between those teams.
But the Knicks don't have talent compared to everybody else. Thank you. Thank you.
What's the question? He's saying thank you. This is stupid. We don't have, again, the Knicks aren't that talented of a team. They aren't, but the East overall is not that great. Right now, we are overachieving with Tom Thibodeau.
And everybody else is underachieving.
In the top games that we play, there's some of these top playoff teams. Go look at the record that we have.
And everybody else is underachieving. I get it.
It's not pretty.
I'm trying to understand what you're saying. You're saying the Knicks are overachieving and everybody else is underachieving.
I'm saying the East is not that good. So you're always going to have parity. Probably after the first 3 or first 4. I can't think of the.
Why is the East not that good?
This is not that good. Where's this question going? Hey, wait, does everybody think the West is better than the East?
Or I never mentioned the West.
We're not talking about the West.
You keep mentioning. I never said anything about the West. I'm talking about what you said. You said the Knicks don't have talent relative to everybody else. I brought up the fact that look at the records. So the Knicks have to be overachieving and everybody else is underachieving because we're right there in the thick of things with everybody else.
Yeah,
is that a talent thing?
This year, the Pacers were what last year? They were missing Brogdon and TJ Warren for a lot of time.
I'm talking about this year, bro.
Stop talking. The Celtics had, what's the name missing? What's this guy's name? Jason Tatum, Kemba Walker was out. They missed a lot of games, and they're what? 5th or where the hell they are? The Nets, they still have their talent. They're what, 27, 28, and 16, 17, whatever. So you have a lot of teams this year. I can't remember the order of teams. Embiid, they're probably going to suffer a little bit, the 76ers, even though they beat us tonight. And they've still been winning. They won their last 5, last 6. Again, the Knicks this year are overachieving. And again, the season's not over. The season's not over. You have to wait. We're losing to these teams. Granted, they're close games. But some of these teams, when they get their guys back healthy, let's see what the record is then.
But that applies to us too, though. Now, I think that applies to us too.
Our strength of schedule in the first half of the season at that time when it ended was 30th. And we were what, 500? And we're overachieving with that. So why are we trying to make it seem it's right?
You know why it changed from the beginning of the season to at this time? Because the projections were based off last year. So before the season started and they looked at the schedule, we had one of the toughest schedules.
Yep.
All of a sudden, the everything is flip-flopped around. People are playing worse than expected. We're playing better than expected.
But Tony,
and it's saying it's the easiest schedule. And they basing it off the current record. That makes no sense.
Which goes to my point as to why you continue to improve the roster, because if we don't, another team will. I know that. No, but this is what you said in the chat. You said you were trolling me saying, oh, but we have so much talent. Why y'all want to make trades? The point is, the reason why you make trades is because you continue to get better. And if you don't do it, Boston will. Pat Riley in Miami, he will. DC will.
That was just to show your concept that, the narrative that, we're not, that we're talented, that narrative needs to end just because what we're doing now is like, nah. And that even, you just contradict yourself. You're saying that narrative needs to go, but then you still want to trade him to get better. But it's like, dogs, you sit here.
Everyone does that. You have to do that.
But you're sitting here saying that narrative is dead. No, the narrative's not dead. The Knicks are overachieving, and yes, we do need talent. It's not as if we have talent. We're getting away. Nah, we're overachieving with Tom Thibodeau and a team of two guys, of a few draft picks, whatever, and a bunch of one-year guys who, again, major minutes. Overachieving on defense, selling out to literally one or two defensive principles that could hurt us one night or that could do us good one night. And we're sitting here talking about, this team. It's like, nah, we don't have talent. So it's like, why are you saying a thing that people just like, no, that's an asset. I said, you don't.
Guillermo, can I ask you a question?
I'm not talking about 0 to 100.
How do you define talent to me? What do you mean by we don't have? What do talent mean to you? What does talent mean to you?
When you
what does talent mean to you?
I mean, that's like an essay question, baby. You talk.
No, it's not, because I'm not trying to say you. I'm not trying to say it. I'm just asking you because everybody got their different opinions about talent. I just want to know what yours is. That's all. Everybody got their different opinions of what the word talent means. That don't make essay question. I'm just trying to wonder, what is your definition of talent compared to mine or this guy or that guy? What do you mean by talent? That's all I want to have. They got to do no essay question. Everybody might define it different.
I'll answer the question. You got your question. Guys who night in, night out can produce consistently at a high level. And when you're looking at these guys like Burks, guys like Bullock, or let me say stars, Bullocks, Noah, even Mitch, especially on offense, you compare it to some of the teams that so-called have talent, the best teams. I'm not just talking about, because someone said the Hawks, whatever. Those teams literally, they don't even have coaching, they don't have direction. So you got.
What about Boston?
Boston has good talent. And they
but one game away from them, though.
Yes, and the only reason I brought that up because this was
reason. Let me go back to.
I understand what you say about we might not have more talent than another guy, but check this out. Alec Burks is a talented shooter. Mitchell Robinson is a talented shot blocker. RJ Barrett, they have talent. They might not be creme de la creme, but they have talent in certain areas.
That's what we're missing.
I think talent is different than consistency.
Right, exactly.
Talent is different than consistency.
Right, 99. Hold on. Making it seem like I'm talking about.
Wait, hold on one second.
They think I'm talking about Hall of Famers versus YMCA players. I'm not saying it's talking about relative to other teams.
No, but you did just say I'm talking about guys that can perform on every single night. I think talent is different than consistency.
I don't agree with that.
Because someone cannot be talented but be consistent in just getting rebounds and be very, very good for your team.
Okay, all right. Sorry.
Wait. Hold on.
What I'm talking about.
Damn, bro. Come on. Just give me a second, bro. I don't agree with that, son, because I don't think that consistency to me is being consistent is part of being talented.
I think there's two very different things.
RJ.
Yeah.
Terrence Ross is very talented, but he's not consistent.
Yeah, but you're not consistent. Relative to the top team, when you talk about talent, I'm talking about the top teams in the league. When you compare our players to them, where do we measure? When you talk about producing, yes, scoring.
Every team has players doing
like that. One thing good. I'm not talking about Mitchell Robinson, one of the best offensive rebounds in the game. He's not nowhere near as talented as Jokic. I'm not saying he has. I'm just saying. Example. This is an example. I'm just an example.
A bad example. Don't name a superstar. Don't name a superstar. And then give an example.
Bro, I'm not.
We know we don't have superstars.
One example. As a whole team, just take the whole team of the Knicks versus a talented team like the Nuggets, because you guys are saying one player. You get stuck on one player. I'm literally saying,
okay.
You take a team of these players. Are they better than these other top player teams in the league? They're not. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that they can't shoot a basketball or can't rebound.
This is why you get better by making trades, and it's not.
No one's against that. He said,
"Why were you trolling me? You were trolling me in the chat. You were trolling me in the chat for saying that I want to make trades to get better when I already said
I wasn't trolling. No. I didn't troll any of that. Like, you actually might have to mute yourself. I never trolled you when you said you make trades to make to get better. I'm not against that. I was for, if you couldn't make the trade, I was for CP3. I'm not against that. When you said that the narrative needs to stop, that we don't have a talented team, that's when I got on you. That's when you did not make sense. And other people said, that doesn't make sense. This team is not that talented. So it ain't just me. Look in the chat.
That's why I want to make trades to get better.
Okay, but again, to sit here and say we're not talented, or sit here and say that we
don't have talent on the team.
Way, like, you sit up here every night and talk about, Alfred Payne. People try to kill. It's like, nah, it's not that Alfred Payne is totally trash, but he's not as good as you try to make him seem. He has good games here and there.
I don't think anyone tries to make him that good. I think that no, we do not. No, we do not. We do not. No. What we do say is it is not Alfred Payton's fault every night. No. Don't even do it. Every single night somebody tries to blame Alfred Payton, and what we say is it is not Alfred Payton's fault. No one says it. No. Stop, because I'm trying to talk and you keep trying to talk over me. What I say every single night, I've never said he was the best point guard in the world. Ever. Literally was asked, who would I trade for Lonzo Ball? And I said Alfred Payton. But it is not his fault every night, and that is what Knicks fans try to do.
Just
every single night.
Alfred Payton for everything in Orlando. It was Alfred Payton's fault.
That's not my point about Alfred Payton, because I'm not here, but on other shows, on my show, and I'll say Alfred Payton, I'm not the biggest fan of Alfred Payton, but he had this good game against the Jazz. I give him credit. I don't blame everything on Alfred Payton, but I'll sit here and say there needs to be an upgrade. And this guy, I'm not saying about people not blaming. I agree with that. He shouldn't be blamed for all the team's ills. And again, it's not his fault that the team re-signed him. He's being put in that position. But again, he'll sit up here and make it, Alfred Payton's not as bad. I mean, blah, blah, blah. It's just,
he isn't.
Am I lying, Isaiah?
He isn't. Bro, for this team right here, we need him. For this team that we have, for the players that we have, we need his production. Do we not?
Yeah, we're stuck. We don't have any.
I know, but every time somebody says that, oh no, we don't need his production. But for this team, yes, we do. Until we get somebody better.
Okay, but Sim, where am I?
Because what I'm saying is we're not making him out to be this great player.
Exactly.
We're saying for this team right here, he is necessary because we don't have anyone better.
Sim, I'm not saying you. I'm saying the fool. He does that, not you, not Brian, not listen. Isaiah, am I lying, bro? About his everybody see, bro. This guy was sitting there. Hold on. I was like, dogs, he's not that good. You trying to make him out to be just having a argument against other people, bro. I'm not
what have I said like that? Tell me one statement. Go
back to your old episode. Go back to the NBA episode.
Name it. You mentioned it.
I will go back and do my research.
Because we're not about to do this tonight because I know there's been plenty of people on this panel that have praised Alfred Payton.
When he does well, yes.
He played. Alfred Payton, a good basketball player, dude. What are you talking about?
He's not a good basketball.
No, he's not a good three-point shooter.
That is the point.
He's just not a good three-point shooter.
Okay, that's fine. But this is who we have. It doesn't mean that he's garbage.
Right. Come on, man.
It doesn't mean that he's trash. He has helped us to win basketball games.
Right. Yeah.
We was on this the other night, and I'm gonna stick with my point.
Yeah, cool. Listen, stick with it.
If Alfred Payton wasn't on the Knicks, nobody would care about this dude. No one would talk about
what does
Alfred Payton does this.
Well, yeah.
What does that have to do with it? There's 300 and some other players that's in the NBA that I don't care about.
Right. Yeah, that ain't right. That ain't right.
Because
that makes no sense.
Because y'all really big up Alfred Payton, bro. And I feel like y'all capping right now about Alfred Payton.
Literally,
he's part of our team. He's part of our team. He is part of our team. We are Knicks fans, right? We are Knicks fans. He's part of our team, and he helped us get to 20 and 21. You can't take that away from him. That man can put up triple-double. He go hard. He play good defense. You can't take that from him because you don't like him. That is crazy.
That's what it is. I mean, literally, tonight we would have had a much better chance to win. We would have had a much better chance to win with Elfrid Payton than without.
Exactly.
Tonight, literally.
I disagree where he fits in, but again, I'm not even saying again because
But he don't got talent.
We need him. You're stuck here, so we're stuck with him. So we need him. But y'all sat up here and you even said, Sim, but maybe talking about the bench next year. But you said don't be surprised about him being signed next year. We need an upgrade.
I said that, and you literally just said you were talking about him being on the bench.
No, if you said, but even then with the bench, I would try to move on from him. I would try to upgrade.
Well, you know what? Clearly, Tom Thibodeau thinks differently.
And he's only making $5 million.
Tom Thibodeau doesn't even have control over his players. Are you kidding me?
Okay.
Every game.
Okay. Now we go into that. Now we go into that.
Is that
All right. You know what?
But here it is. He just said Tom Thibodeau is a good coach, though. It's coaching, right? It's coaching. You just contradicted yourself, bro.
Hold on.
You just contradicted yourself.
What does front office decisions have to do with Tom Thibodeau coaching?
You said Tom Thibodeau doesn't have any control over his players, but earlier.
See, now he brings in, you idiot. What are you talking about?
But he does have control. Hold up.
That's not true. That's not true.
Hold up.
Tom Thibodeau is involved in them. Tom Thibodeau is involved in them decisions they make. They made that a guarantee at the beginning of the season.
And that's why they drafted Obi, right? And that's why he said, if you want to talk about player acquisition, whatever, those guys, I don't handle that. He said that in the interview.
Yeah,
but okay.
Control. When you talk about his coaching staff consists of Johnny Bryant and Kenny Payne, guys who are not his coaching staff. He does not have carte blanche over this operation. They drafted Obi, who is not a Tom Thibodeau guy. They drafted
about Derrick Rose. You don't think Tibbs have anything to do with that?
He doesn't have
Okay, hold up. Let me ask this: does he have control over who he puts on the floor?
Yeah, but what he has.
So then clearly, he believes Elfrid Payton is one of his top players.
His best option is, again, Sim, I've said this time and time again. For what we have now, I'm not against that. I'm saying for the offseason, you have to upgrade. That's it.
And they will.
All right.
I've given credit to Elfrid Payton. He's had good games. I'm not against that. But this dude's trying to change, like, you saying he's not good. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about him having control over acquisition of players. He doesn't have carte blanche over that. Or whatever.
He don't have carte blanche.
I'm sure he does.
If he asked for a certain thing,
I'm sure he got
Tom Gibson came there because of, even though he was there last year, Tom Thibodeau, if they said bring Tom Gibson back, Tom Thibodeau will be like, yeah, I want him. Just like he probably wanted Derrick Rose, he wanted him. The reason why Leon Rose hired that dude, because he was a president of basketball operations. He know the system because he was new.
He wasn't that good as a president.
Let me finish. Isaiah. Leon Rose took over this team. That's why he kept Scott Perry. He bought these guys in because they know that management situation better than he do when it comes to the NBA. That's why he bought. I think one of the main reasons that he bought Tom Thibodeau there. Not only he's a good coach, he was the president of a team, so he know the ins and outs because he's a rookie at it. You got to remember, Leon Rose is a rookie. As a president of basketball operations, that's why he kept Scott Perry. That's why one of the main reasons he could have went with any coach, but he said, you know what? Tim ran the organization before. He know the ins and outs of this stuff. I guarantee you, when they make a decision, they will ask Tim, how do you think this guy fits your lineup? How does he fit your roster? And what can he do for you? They just don't go get somebody and throw him in there without asking him, and he's going to fit your type of scheme.
And they have a 40-year friendship. They've been knowing each other for 40 years.
Come on, man, that's 40 years.
But hold on, Devon, to counter that. But Devon, to counter that, I mean, first of all, Tom Thibodeau wasn't a good president.
It doesn't matter. He still had knowledge, though.
But he wasn't a good.
You can't say that. He wasn't a good president. Hey, listen, he got them dudes to the. He came in and got them dudes to the playoffs after having 14 losing season. He got them dudes to the playoffs. He made them dudes better. What happened when he left? They went to garbage when Tom Thibodeau left. They went garbage.
He's not lying. Well, hey, come on, listen. Let's real quick because it's getting late. I'm trying to get me some rest. It's good conversation, debate,
yes, sir.
Whatever you want to call it. It was fun. I could barely talk right now, but it was fun. We're gonna do a shoot around tomorrow. I don't know what it's gonna be because I got a couple of meetings throughout the day, so it might be later on in the day. But it was definitely fun. Just real quick, give me your last words. Take on Orlando game. And anything that any of you got coming up, let me know about it. We start with you, Devon.
Knicks at Orlando Thursday, man. Let's go get it, get this win, get back to 500. And listen, man, and we played two teams, the two toughest teams in our conference. The last couple games lost by 8 points, 1-5, 1-3. And whether you don't like our team or not, the Knicks got a good team down there. They fighting, they scrapping, they right around 500 with a bunch of young players down there. And you know what? But they putting it all out there. We 20-21. And you got to respect that for what they're doing. We even with the less talent that y'all think we don't have, and minus Derrick Rose, minus Alpha Payton, minus Mitchell Robinson, and we still battling. You know what I mean? So you got to take that into consideration. And you know what? But we going there Thursday, get it. Hopefully we can get back on some winning ways, man, and go into the 4-game homestand, go 3-1, and try to get back up 500 and keep balling until our players get back, man. New York Knicks forever. Let's do it.
All right. And big shout out to Ghost Rider. Thank you for the super chat. He says, salute Sim. This game was there to be had. It was there. We couldn't get it over the hump. RC Creative, thank you for the super chat. He said, with the Knicks, the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. I agree. I definitely agree. And then thank you for the super chat to Esoteric Multimedia Productions. He said, thanks for picking up the call earlier. Salute. I appreciate you, my friend. And I see C-Mac in the chat said, I'm about to go watch some Alfred Payton highlights. Yeah, I'm going to go watch some Alfred Payton highlights. And then I got 3 meetings with Alfred Payton and its agent tomorrow. Go ahead, Josh.
Salute, MBK fam, salute the chat, salute everyone out there. I just want to say, go Knicks. I'm proud of what this team is doing this year. They are overachieving. We still need to go out and upgrade our talent, but I'm happy with what we have right here, right now. And I'm just looking forward to the next game against Orlando. I think we'll come out and we'll be successful with that. But as long as they keep playing the way they play, hopefully we can get a point guard back, because what we've seen tonight at the point guard position wasn't ideal. I definitely don't want to see Alec Burks handling that ball like that ever again. So hopefully we can get Derrick Rose back or Alfred Payton, and then I think we'll be in good shape. So looking forward to it.
Isaiah.
Man, I love when we argue like this because it's just so much better. I'm tired. I hate boring conversations. Right. It's really good. It's good to have different opinions, man. Mm-hmm. You got to have different opinions all the time, man. Listen, man, we have a real tough game. Orlando is going to be tough. Listen, the Knicks always scrap with Orlando. We can win, man. Let's get back to 500. Listen, I agree with Guillermo with a lot of things, man. We're not the talented team. We're not a talented team. We're not the most talented team, but we are scrapping and we are, we are doing what we got to do. And, I do believe in the offseason we can definitely upgrade. We can definitely become a much better team, and we can definitely go further. And, it's going to be great, man. Josh, I love you. Little Guillermo, you're the best. Let's keep it going.
Little?
No, that's Guillermo's son. My bad. That's Guillermo's son.
Oh, yeah.
That's Guillermo's son.
Guillermo.
Look, tough again. My assessment this year was to look at development. The wins and losses is what it is. I'm looking at development of the so-called young guys. Again, Mitch, but he's out. Randall, RJ have definitely grown into their games. Even guys like Quickly and even Obi. I know people don't like him, but trying to see what's there. Again, this is not in my regards. Again, relatively speaking, when you look at some of these top teams, they have talent. Unfortunately, we came this offseason, we didn't get a lot of it for whatever reason. It is what it is. So we have to take it. We have to look for those small things. If RJ Barrett can pick his spots better, continue to play okay or better defense. If Randall can again continue to be the so-called point forward that he's grown into, can quickly take his man off the dribble. Those are things I'm looking for more so. We win these games, I'm happy. If we get to the playoffs, I'll be ecstatic. But, we have these losses, man. You saw what Kyrie Irving did with a team that has the worst defense. That's talent. Those are closers. Those are premier players, night in, night out. That could be your go-to number one guy. Same thing with what's the other boy, Harden. So, again, just don't get too down on this team. Let's try to be even kill and say, hey, look, these teams are uber talented. We got to go into next year. We don't get a players, whatever, and then you improve from there. So that's about it. But that's it. The team is just not that talented, but it is what it is. I think we could beat the Magic. I don't know if I know Cole Anthony's still out. I don't know about Aaron Gordon. I tried to find information. I couldn't find it. But But yeah, let's see how they attack them. Do they sell out on the paint defense with Vucevic? I believe it's still not a good 3-point shooting team, but last time your boy Terrence Ross killed us, as well as freaking Dwayne Bacon. And by the way, last but not least, I would trade Mitchell Robinson and a first to get Turner. You guys are out of your mind.
Come on, Guillermo.
You guys are out of your mind if you don't pick him up. The kid Turner is being somewhat hamstrung by Sabonis just because they kind of play in sometimes the same area, and he has to turn into an outside shooter. I think he had more of an inside-out kind of rotation with Julius Randle in the starting lineup, and he's a plus defender. I take Turner in a heartbeat. If you can make it happen, you make it happen. So,
okay, all right, Tony.
Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the panel. No black this time, son. Keep doing your thing. Please.
All right, and then that's it. That's it for you tonight, Prince.
Oh!
I thought you was
Prince. Welcome back, my brother.
Yeah, what up, Prince?
Man, hey, you already know, Tone. I appreciate it, bro. I appreciate it, man. You know, it always feel good when I'm with my Knicks people, bro. You know what I'm saying? So. Orlando, definitely I look for us to win by like 10 or 15 some. We should win this. This should be a commanding win. I'm not giving up no first round and Mitchell Robinson for no Miles Turner. He's decent. I mean, he's good. He fits our trajectory and everything, but I still think that's a little much. If you want to give up a first, I'll give up a first in Austin Rivers, but I'm not giving up a first and Mitch. I would rather trade
Obi.
Right. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know if I would do that because I would rather package that for Zach LaVine. So y'all know me. Yeah, Sim, keep doing your thing, Podfather. Hopefully tomorrow I'll go in a little later in the evening. So depending on what time I shoot around, hopefully I should be able to make it because I know I owe about 15 pyramids. Hopefully my team can help me make them things up, bro. Josh, I need you, bro.
I got you.
Oh, no. And big shout out to D-Dub. He said, I feel like if there's a big conversation, it should be over how the Knicks played the last 3 minutes of the game. Bad threes, missed 8-footers in crunch time. We talked about that earlier, D-Dub. But I appreciate the super chat. Appreciate the time, man. Ladies and gentlemen, we're out of here. I appreciate you all. The last thing that I want to say is how in the world is this guy right here, how in the world is this guy the senior vice president of referee development and he can't barely see?
Come on,
how
man.
can that guy be
That's not
the
Professor
senior
Dumbledore?
vice president, the head of referee development and training, Monty McCutcheon?
He was a good referee. I know that much.
I guess he had to retire because you see the glasses he got on.
You're right.
He's like, I ain't see that.
He was the old referee.
I guess he had to retire. I don't know about that one. Monty McCutcheon.
I got a joke I wanted.
I don't know,
But I
ladies
can't
and
say it
gentlemen.
on here.
We're out of here, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate your time. I don't know. Somebody explain that to me. How can that guy be it? That guy right there. I don't know, man. We're out of here.